federal offenses, totaling over $3 million. Furthermore, our investigation revealed that the Southern Poverty Law Center, on top of perpetuating this widespread, decade-long, multi-million-dollar fraud, conducted more criminal activity. They attempted to hide their criminal activity from our financial banking network. They set up shell companies and entities around America so that the financial institutions that we rely on as everyday Americans were deceived in believing that money was not coming from the Southern Poverty Law Center in the perpetration of this scheme and fraud, but rather fictitious entities they stood up to perpetuate this ongoing fraud. This is a serious and egregious violation of a group that purported to dismantle violent extremist groups, but in turn actually only fueled the hatred. This is an important case brought by President Trump's administration. We're thankful to the president for his leadership and funding of not just the FBI and DOJ, but his commitment to go out there and wipe out fraud and conspiracy and waste and abuse wherever it occurs, including the Southern Poverty Law Center. Even though this money was made to appear to be coming from legitimate people and legitimate entities, we at the FBI, with our great partners at the Department of Justice and in the state of Alabama, were able to comb through a decade worth of material, a scheme that took a decade to build, so that we were able to follow the money, because money never lies, and they got caught. As the Attorney General said, these charges are varying, they are widespread and wide-ranging, and this investigation is very much ongoing. Today, we're here to announce the charges of the Southern Poverty Law Center, and this investigation and the individuals who are responsible will be brought to justice. Thank you, General.
Thank you, Director Patel. With any questions?
I'd like to know why individual people are not mentioned in this indictment. Is that something that's going to come down the pike? Is this just an indictment of the entity? Can you kind of explain, could people face charges here, or is this the indictment and you're done?
So, yes, I mean, as we said, the indictment, this investigation is very much ongoing. And today, the grand jury returned an indictment against only one entity, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and we'll go from there. But as you'll see from the indictment itself, it should be obvious from the indictment that the investigation is ongoing.
And I just want to make sure I understand. You're alleging that the Southern Poverty Law Center was paying the leaders of KKK and other groups to continue their operations? Is that?
I'm not alleging it. The grand jury returned an indictment that says that. And so what the investigation found, according to the indictment that was returned today, is that they were paying. So the Southern Poverty Law Center is raising money, asking folks to give them money to dismantle racism. And over a very long period of time, they were using some of the money they raised from donors to pay to, they called them field, basically to informants, for information, for access, to just pay them for certain to do certain things. And so yes, that's exactly what the indictment charges.
I was wondering if this is going to expand perhaps to more groups. Perhaps there's been a lot of accusations about particular groups like the Patriot Front that get a lot of traction. And more so, is the government, or is this indictment, I should say, making the case that some of these matters where they've tried at great lengths to sort of make connections to people on the right, per Sancho. I mean, Charlottesville was very much associated by the media with being sort of like part of a right wing kind of thing. They're like good people on both sides type of thing. I mean, are we seeing a sort of the Southern Poverty Law Center was trying to create narratives using these types of groups to shape American public opinion?
Look, I think what the Southern Poverty Law Center has said over the years is available for the world to see. It's on their website. It's in other forums. The indictment speaks for itself. I'm not going to talk outside the four corners of the indictment. It lays out what the grand jury found, and obviously there's a whole body of public information around what the Southern Poverty Law Center has done over
Can you hear me now? What? Can you hear me now? The TV is sounds. I can hear myself earlier though. Test. Can y'all hear me now? That's crazy because when I was watching myself on TV, I could hear, but now can y'all hear me? We good? All right. All right, guys. Look, the Southern Poverty Law Center was once a name whispered with the reverence of a hymn. It was marketed to Black America as a lighthouse of hope, a legal vanguard that would finally bridge the gap between the promises of the Constitution and the reality of the American South. But this recent indictment by an Alabama grand jury, I want y'all to be very clear. It wasn't just Cash Patel on a witch hunt trying to find somebody to indict because he's in trouble with Trump. An Alabama grand jury has alleged that the SPLC has been siphoning money from donor funds to give to extremist groups that they claim to be fighting against. And ultimately, this reveals what we've always known. Victimhood, or the victimhood industry, needs a boogeyman. They need an oppressor. It reveals a spiritual crisis that's going on. See, these civil rights folks, they once rooted their movement in the dignity of an individual. They said that they wanted to be judged by the content of their character and not by the color of their skin. But it's very clear that this movement has been hijacked, and has been hijacked by a business model of shameless entitlement. We got to be 100% honest. In order to play victim, you need someone to victimize you. And if someone is going to play victim, they need an oppressor to survive. When the real monsters of the past were defeated, the KKK, Jim Crow, and the likes, those who literally built multi-billion-dollar empires on struggle, they didn't just pack up and say, well, we won, it's time to go home. No, they started manufacturing oppression so that they could keep the checks rolling in. Guys, listen, understand something. You all saw what happened with Jussie Smollett. You see what happens with poverty pimps and race hustlers like Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump. There's a proverb that says the demand for racism now far outweighs the actual supply. They've traded the garment of praise, the celebratory accolades for being heroes of the civil rights struggle, for a spirit of perpetual grievance. They will never find a time that is not good for playing the victim. In the Bible, at the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verses 7, we're told that God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but he's given us a spirit of power and of love. And he's also gifted us with a sound mind. There's no victory found in a settlement check or being able to sue a multi-million-dollar company for racism. There's no victory found in a perfectly manufactured and manicured headline. Hairline. It's found in the conservative values of self-reliance, faith, and the refusal to be a professional victim. I remember back in the day, we had a guy come speak at our school. He had served a long time in jail. And he kept saying, look, man, whatever you do, don't ever become a statistic. Don't ever look at yourself as a victim, because the moment you start doing that, you're done. It's crazy how we fast forward to our time and everybody's looking for a way to be a victim. Everybody is literally leveling some type of grievance to make themselves out to be a victim. Guys, we got white folk coming from rich families, trust fund kids, running around talking about how they victims and they're oppressed. You got folks trying to change their gender just so they can be a part of some class that's considered to be an oppressed class. It's so popular to be a victim these days. But I'm telling you this right now. The era of the victimhood or the grievance industry, it's coming to an end. And the era of the empowered individual is making a huge comeback. Now, a lot of people are out here saying, oh man, Cash Patel, he's just on a witch hunt. They just trying to go after black folks, right? They just trying to do something because he's just trying to come after black folks because he mad because, you know, they calling for him to step down. But guys, here's the reality. If you're not doing anything wrong, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But we know because of cases like Jussie Smollett and many others, there was even a woman who was running for mayor, I think, who tried to pull a race hoax by putting a noose on her own desk. We know that this is what's going on in our day. Victimhood is considered strength. People now want to elect people who are perpetual victims to elected office. Not only do people want to put these people in power, they want to be led by these people. That's the craziest part. Imagine someone choosing a leader and not choosing that leader based on strength and ability, but instead choosing that leader based on their ability to play the victim, their ability to be a shameless victim to everything, not only of circumstance, but a victim to anyone who they perceive to be stronger than them. Now, the course of action, the contingency plan, isn't to stand up and fight when someone challenges you. The contingency is to fall on the ground and scream, "Why did you just hit me?" And everyone's going to feel so sorry for you that without any proof, they're going to determine you to be the person who was assaulted or victimized, and the other person to not be the person who beat your ass, but they're the person who's oppressing you. Is that really what we want? Is that really what the civil rights movement was all about? Training us to be a group of perpetual victims? Woe is me, unable to have a realistic impact on the trajectory of our existence? See, somebody must have lied to me because I thought that our ancestors just wanted the white man off of our back so we could make things happen for ourselves without asking his ass for a handout. But now it seems like all we want is a handout. Now it seems like a handout is the only thing that we actually can put faith in, not our own ability, not our own resilience. I wonder how they ever made it to now from slavery. I wonder how they ever made it through the first 100 years out of slavery without the white man giving them handouts. See, if you look at this realistically, you'll understand that this is all designed to weaken the black community and other minority groups. Hell, it's even designed to weaken the white community because now they're playing the victim just as good as everybody else. You got dudes choosing to wake up every day in the morning and put on a dress and then go outside and somebody mention it or say, hey, excuse me, sir, because you're a whole man, but you're just wearing a dress. They've got it. They've got their moment. They've got their moment where they can be the victim. How dare you misgender me? Well, I didn't misgender you, right? I didn't misgender you. I called you what you actually are because just putting on a dress, unfortunately, doesn't make you a woman. Growing your hair long and putting on a ponytail and some earrings, unfortunately, does not make you another gender, another sex, right? But if they're able to play the victim, if they're able to go out and purposely manufacture a victimhood scenario, That's exactly what they're going to do. Because now weakness is strength. Now victimhood is triumph. Now people with common sense aren't just people with common sense, they're oppressors. Ain't that about nothing? Let's tap into this because I got a prime example for you right here.
You're gonna put that up and you're gonna let everybody else see it.
Well, everybody
But when you're
loves it.
confronted by a trans woman, you're gonna hide it.
Everybody loves it.
No,
They
I don't
take
think so.
pictures of it. They post it. 9 out of 10 customers love it.
Yeah, you know what? It's bullshit.
No, what you're spouting is bull.
No, it's not.
It
Trans
is.
women are women, sir. That sign is bullshit. As a trans woman, trans women are women. Your
What
sign
I'm
is
telling you,
bullshit.
as a man, that's bullshit.
Okay.
You know what? Nobody confronts your ass. That's the problem.
Really?
If they say,
Really?
what the,
You want to bet?
what the is
You know
going
what I
on?
have had
Do you
to
know how
live
many
with?
people you've embarrassed at
Oh,
City
wow.
Hall?
Me, an
There have to-
embarrassment to city.
Think about this. Do you know how ridiculous you have to be to go into a thrift shop? Listen, to go into a thrift shop and go look and try to find something on a wall to be offended by? First of all, do you know how absolutely Looney Tunes you have to be to go put on a skirt? Where they make skirts in this dude's size, don't ask me. That's a curtain. To wrap a curtain around your waist and go into an antique shop and try to play the victim is absolutely diabolical. That is absolutely diabolical. If you like, in my opinion, bro, chill the hell out. Bro, look like he should be playing left guard for the Bears, but he's in an antique shop. This guy, bro, got at least 20-inch arms. This dude could pummel this old man mercilessly. But like I told you guys, victimhood is now strength.
They
No,
have
really.
to tolerate
You're an
that
embarrassment
shit.
to the city, sir. You are an embarrassment to this city.
I am a
And
pillar
I'm
in the
sure that
city.
Everybody knows.
I'm a pillar in this. Now,
Oh,
you
yeah.
do that. Do you know why? Every time some bullshit like this happens, my sales go up because people are wanting this.
Really?
You are nuts.
Let's wake you up.
You
to the
are
truth,
nuts.
sir.
You're not a woman. You don't look like a woman. You
Uh-huh.
don't act like a woman.
Really?
You're ahead. What's wrong with you? Well, look at yourself. For Christ's sakes.
Really?
For Christ's sakes, who would want to even be close? My
Hey, listen, I'm sorry, but this is the conversation that their parents should have had with them. And you know that it's just a setup to try to play victim, because why did you come in there with a video camera, with a phone, someone with a phone recording you? This is a hoax. This is another victimhood / racism hoax. And they're becoming more prevalent. You want me to tell you something? Black folks allowed white folks to hijack the race card, right? And in an effort to get it back, right? In an effort to get it back, we had to go so extreme that we had to pretend that people are doing racist things to us so that we can steal our victimhood label, our victim label back from other groups. Why can't you just leave it alone? Hey, Papa going off. Facts.
God,
Really?
it's horrible.
I don't know why.
You
Why
are not.
am I so
You
horrible
are
to
not
you?
a chick.
Why am I so horrible to
Do you
you?
still have a?
You know what? That is none of your business.
Do you think there's one person that really thinks that you're a chick?
I know a lot of people that agree with me and that accept me for who
Do you
I
know-
am. And the
Bro, no one agrees with you. You don't even know a lot of people. So how can you know a lot of people agree with you?
fact that you're going to be here with a sign like that.
Nobody
Bullshit.
Nobody confronts you. That's
Yes,
the
they
problem.
do.
You make me
That's bullshit.
uncomfortable because
Really?
you're
Get the
not.
fuck away from me.
Then you get out of my store.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Trans women are women.
Jesus Christ, man, get a clue.
Trans women are women.
Get a
Trans women are women.
Leave. You. Leave.
I'm out of your store.
Leave.
You leave.
You leave.
I'm here.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have a
You don't get to ask that.
I'll bet you do.
You are offended.
Do you have a dick? Hey, look, but the reason I'm playing this first is because I just want to highlight the fact that Black folks have allowed these people to hijack our victim card, right? And I'm not saying that we need a victim card, nor should we have one, but we were the perpetual victims of the United States of America, right? And many of us who didn't want to be victims, but really did try to fight against racism and discrimination, the constant victim narrative watered down our ability to do so. And since we let big back trans dudes like this guy take the victim card, now we've kind of lost some of our power when it comes to calling out real racism because we chose to do stupid stuff like this.
3 students were kicked out of school after several racial threats were found on campus.
And now the Kenosha County Sheriff is recommending criminal charges against 2 of those students. Our Keller Russell talked with one of the students tonight.
And she is live in the newsroom with an exclusive report. Keller?
Yeah, Jake and Shelley, detectives investigated 7 separate threats, including a noose, a death list, and racial slurs. Tonight, one woman told me she made a racial threat, and she admits it was a terrible mistake.
I am a good person. It happened out of fear.
Janet Upman tells me she wrote the words "die N-word" on a whiteboard in Ranger Hall at Parkside. The 22-year-old nursing student says she turned herself in. She says she learned a hard lesson about controlling her emotions.
I said something that I didn't mean to get attention.
Upman claims she overreacted after hearing about a death list and a noose found on campus. She may be charged with disorderly conduct. Investigators say Kalila Ford, a junior at Parkside, admitted to making the death list. She put her own name on the list to throw off police. Ford may also face charges. Upman tells me she did not know Ford and they didn't collaborate. Upman insists her actions were a lapse in judgment and she's getting therapy. Call it a mistake.
I call it a mistake. I call it a misunderstanding. I call it a wake-up call for myself.
Both Ford and Upman have been kicked out of school. Upman hopes this won't cost her a career.
Now let's see the interview of the Black girl. Do you think she took any accountability for what she did? The Black girl is the one who put the noose and the death letter, the death list, on the desk. But then the white girl, she put die N-word, right? Because they both basically was trying to do hoaxes on each other, right? And the white girl, she reacted, which I think she might actually be a racist, because if someone put a noose and a death list on a desk, she got caught up. Ooh, we having a Klan rally. She thought she was back home. She was ready to go get cracking, right? But this is what I'm saying. We do this type of stuff. It brings out, we do hoaxes and stuff like Jesse Smollett, and that brings out the racists. Because the racists are like, well, y'all gonna lie on us saying we doing this, so then we might as well come out and go crazy on you. But it was a Black woman who did that hoax in a nursing school, trying to be a nurse. So damn immature. Who would do that? Who would do that? Would you trust her to work on you if you're a white person or anything else? She's looking for a payday. She's looking for a way to be the victim, right? And the problem with situations like this is it actually waters down instances when there is real racism going on. But here's the biggest problem. The racism is no longer coming from where we want it to come from. See, we used to want the racism to come from white folks. But then we realized, unfortunately, right, that, hey, there are more people who are racist than just white folks. And that's what put us in the trick bag, so to speak. Because we realized, that the ones we was marching with, right? The ones we was calling our brothers, right? The one Black and brown. black and brown. We realized, like, wait a minute.
Out of Houston.
They racist too. They're as racist, if not way more racist than the most racist of white folks. Because you know them, but you don't know them in their true element. See what I'm saying? And this is every day, it seems like we're getting more and more proof of this. Let's tap into this right here.
A Houston police officer is under investigation after she posted a racist rant on social media.
The police department confirms Officer Ashley Gonzalez has been relieved of duty. A warning here, the video, it is disturbing, and we are only sharing just a portion of it.
Megan Reyna live downtown with the backlash from the community as well as the police department. Megan?
Yeah, well, the community is obviously very upset, but my sources with Houston police tell me that her fellow officers are deeply disturbed. Now, right now, Gonzalez is suspended of her duties. She has to stay at home with no badge, no gun, as police here fully investigate.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I hate.
This is video of what police say appears to be their officer, Ashley Gonzalez, going on a racist rant. The Instagram post was clipped and shared by community activist Dr. Candace Matthews Monday night. The officer is heard saying a racial slur at least 25 times. Since the post has gone viral, Gonzalez has been relieved of duty.
Also from Houston, Ashley Gonzalez.
Sources with Houston police tell us Gonzalez graduated from the academy in January of 2024. And in the social media video, references being in the Marines.
I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps.
The president of the Houston chapter of the NAACP, Bishop James Dixon, says he was shocked when he saw the video.
That's a sick mindset, and it's violence waiting to happen.
According to the Houston Police Department's general order, officers must comply with the code of ethics that mentions acting without prejudices. And they have a social media policy that prohibits them from posting anything that would harm the reputation of the department or city.
Let's start a dialogue and let's re-engage officers as to how we see people in this very diverse community that we live in.
But see, this is what I don't like about these buck dancing Negroes. This fool is going to sit and let it be a police officer is racist. No, it's a Hispanic female who is racist. She's not racist because she's a cop. She's racist because she was raised in a racist culture and she is exhibiting the mentality of that racist culture. But do y'all see how they try to play us? So, see, the civil rights, SPLC and all this stuff, right? They're doing what they're doing, paying off the racists, right? They're not doing that because they truly don't have racists to fight. They pay the Klansmen and everybody else, they pay them off because they want to keep racism as something that is a uniquely white trait. That we only want to attribute racism to whites. So when other groups exhibit racism, we won't say, well, those Hispanics are racist, or those Chinese people are racist. We're going to try to use their occupation as their identity. Oh, we need to have a dialogue with the police. No, you need to have a dialogue with the Hispanic community over there, wherever you are, because that's where the racism stems. If you go to LA, most of the cops, anybody will tell you, oh, LAPD is racist. That's what they'll say. Go to LA. 85% of the police force or 90% of the police force is Hispanic. Are we really going to keep acting like people become cops and then become racist? I actually think if you're a little racist, it makes you more qualified to become a cop in certain areas. But this is what we do. This black man know exactly what it is, but he's going to play ignorant, so they'll keep shoving TV cameras in his face.
The HPOU president, Douglas Griffith, said in his statement, quote, "In no way does the HPOU or its leadership condone or tolerate racist behavior from any of our officers," end quote. District A Councilwoman Amy Peck, who oversees the Public Safety Committee, says she understands the concerns over how this officer may have acted while off duty.
we have many safety measures in place to make sure that if something like this happens, that they will be held accountable and we can go back and look at all of these cases.
One of those safety measures is an independent oversight committee for the police department that's by City Council. Now, Councilman Peck told me that they're going to wait until police here finish their investigation before they think about starting an investigation of their own. Meanwhile, just in the last hour, we were able to confirm that the Gonzalez had served 4 years with the Marines. Reporting live downtown, Megan Reyna, KHOU 11 News.
Sure. Right. So do you think that this lady just became racist when she was a cop? You got people saying the military's racist. Well, guess what? The people in the military who are now making up a large part of our military, they're going into the police departments. They were racist before they joined the military. Probably came from a city. Like when I was young, I lived a couple years in a city called Colton, California. Black population, less than 1%. Hispanic population, more than 99%. That is the most racism I've ever experienced. That's why when you talk about that's why when I look at racism, I don't even look at whites when I think of racism. I don't even think of white people when I think of racism. I think of Hispanics because I went to two schools that were 99.9% Hispanic, and I never got called an N-word in my life more than that. I had never been called an N-word by somebody who wasn't black until I moved to that city and got called the N-word every day. Got in a bunch of fights. And this is the coldest part. The administrators were Hispanic. The students were Hispanic. So if someone called you an N-word and pushed you or tried to trip you or something like that, and you fought them, guess who was always the one getting suspended? Me. I was always the one getting suspended. Guys, you have towns, and I'm living in California, right? Most people consider like California as a place where like you shouldn't have to deal with that kind of crap, right? Wrong. The Inland Empire of Southern California is one of the most racist places in America. I would say it's more racist than even many places in the South. They'll talk about a sundown town. Nah, this is a sundown town. This is a sundown town. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. Yep.
Somebody doesn't have what they're supposed to have on the road, then you're supposed to do your job. Now, if it was me,
are you saying that I'm not doing my job? Would you like another officer to come out here?
If it was me,
now listen to this. Racist police officer. He continued to say he was going to take the report and did not. No report was taken by anyone. 2/22/22 in Colton, California. You need 5+ officers to come out for a black woman, and she hit my car. The car was not hers. She had a poor photocopy of an expired ID and no insurance. They didn't validate anything she had. Had it been me, I could have been arrested, hurt, or killed. So basically, this is a situation where a Hispanic woman hits a black woman in Colton, California, and I'm telling you, I live there. This is real. This really happens over there because all the cops are Hispanic. They hire from within their own city. If something happens to you and you're black and a Hispanic person does it to you in that city, you most likely will be the person to go to jail. Just like this woman. If they do something to you, nothing's going to happen to them. If you are truly the victim, they're going to do nothing. It's purely based on race.
I would be going to jail and my car would be towed.
Why would you be going to jail, man?
She hit me.
Okay,
You haven't
said-
checked
you
to
just
see if
told me-
she's under the
you said
influence.
if it was you,
She doesn't have
why would you
driver's
be going to-
license. She
again,
doesn't have
why
driver's
would you be
license
going
and
to jail?
registration.
You're not listening to me, man.
People go to jail for not having
But you
driver's
just said if it
license,
was you.
registrations,
No,
or
they don't.
insurance.
No, they
Yes,
don't,
they
man.
do.
No, they
Yes,
don't.
they do.
No,
Yes,
they
they do.
Their vehicles may get towed. They might get a citation for not having a license, registration, proof of insurance.
You're saying that you don't have to do any of that.
Again, like I said,
For my insurance?
Again, did you hear me earlier, ma'am? You were probably too busy on the phone. I said
No, I was on the phone with my insurance
I could do
company.
a report for you, and I asked you, would you like me to do that? And you kept reiterating that you took her license for this. That I told her.
Why would you need somebody to tell you to write a report for an accident where you were called out to the scene? Oh, would you like me to write a report? There was an accident. You need to make a report of that. You're a cop. But this is when you go to places like this is how they do justice.
Vehicle and arrest her. So again, would you like me to do a report for you?
I would like a report, and I'd like to know who she really is, because it happens all the time. When it gets back to the insurance company, that person is not who they say they are.
Okay,
that
so
ID is expired. I don't even know her.
Okay.
I don't even know whose car this
Just because
is.
you have an expired ID doesn't mean that the ID isn't valid.
But she doesn't have yet. That's exactly what it means. Now, do you hear this guy lying? Just because you have an expired ID doesn't mean the ID is invalid. That's exactly what that means. Ryan, if your ID is expired, does that mean it's valid or is it invalid? Invalid, right? You can't run around with you can't even buy alcohol with an expired ID, even though they could see your face on it. Even the bank won't accept that, right? But he's arguing with this black woman on the side of the road saying, nah, just because your ID is expired doesn't mean it's invalid. Here's what I'm telling you. The woman didn't even have an ID. She had a photocopy of an ID, right? So it's probably not even legible. That could be an illegal immigrant. That's why he doesn't want to do no police report or run her name or run nothing on her or arrest her, because most likely she's an illegal immigrant driving, hitting people's car, and then she just walks off and you're never able to get your money because no one has her name, her contact information. No one knows who she really is. That's the tricky game that they play in California. That's why you got so many people in California who are like, no, you should have to have a valid ID to vote. They're not really, they don't, in California, I don't think they really even care about the voting. I think they're caring about the illegal immigrants being identified, because that's why our insurance rates are so damn high in California, because you have so many illegal immigrants hitting people and then they get away with it because no one can find them. The guy's name is Juan Carlos today. He hits your car and then he just walks away and he changes his name to Juventud or something like that. And now it's like, how do we find this dude? It's not like he's a citizen where we can look up his social security number, right? And the police consistently let these people walk away from car accidents. Consistently. And you know what they do? They say, oh, the car's going to be impounded or the car's going to be towed, right? What does that matter? They just go get another car or have someone with a license go get the car out of the impound. The person whose name the car is in, right? But it is such a corrupt system. And the way how it got that way is because when you have a bunch of Hispanics sitting on city council, sitting in the California state legislature, they will make unfair rules for their own people who are here illegally, because they'll say, well, this makes life hard for them. This makes life hard for them. And they're just here because they just want a better life. But they want a better life, but they're over here doing crime, getting away with it because their people in high office make a way for them to do that, while everyone else has to be held accountable.
She can have an expired ID, but she doesn't have her.
That's not even the physical ID. That's a photocopy. Okay. I don't even know if that photocopy is real.
Okay.
I don't know anything.
Would you like a report? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do.
So what are you going to do?
No, that's not what you're trying to do. That's not what you're trying to do. She's driving. She doesn't even have a license, mind you. because they're just talking about an ID, right? So she's driving without a license, right? She doesn't have proper identification. She should be arrested. She committed an act, a crime. She also hit someone. You can take her in for 72 hours with without booking her, just to confirm her identification, so that in the case that, you know, legal proceedings have to take place, she can be identified, and she can't just say, you know what, let me move to the next city over, or go back to Mexico for a couple months, then come right back. And this is the way it is. If you go to Colton, California, look at, who is this guy with the Echo shirt? Don't nobody know him. Or the guy standing there. This is a black woman surrounded by 5 cops and 4 regular Mexican, 5 Mexican cops and 3 or 4 Mexican civilians, while the cops try to play games with her, and they sitting around like, hey, we know ain't nothing gonna happen because that's our people. See, yeah, that's an officer talking. The officer's the one talking.
For her hitting my car, inconveniencing me.
Well, I'm going to do the report
officer.
for you, and you can send it off to your insurance company.
See, Perez, I'm going to do the report for you, and you hand it off to our insurance. I don't know why she don't just lift her camera up. You're going to give it to your insurance company. Okay, Monica Gonzalez hit me 3 days ago. Man, we looked all over. We can't find no Monica Gonzalez. So either your car, you fix your own damn car, or you let them fix it, but we got to raise your insurance because you getting hit by ghosts. You getting hit by people who don't even exist. That's the way that works. And dummies will sit up here and fight and argue to keep people who are basically able to operate in our country without being subject to the laws of our country in the country. How ignorant is that? How stupid is that?
Okay, and what are you doing to her?
That's none of your business, man.
She hit my car. It is my business. But if it was me, you would be treating the situation different.
Why? Please explain to me why.
Because I'm black and you're not doing your job correctly.
No, ma'am.
I'm telling you, I lived in this city. I lived in this city when I was 13 years old till I was almost 15 years old. What are you gonna do to her? That's none of your business, because he gonna let her walk away. She hit somebody's car. He not gonna let her walk. He gonna let her drive off in the same car she hit that lady with. But you see the Mexican cop, you see the 2 Mexican civilians, and there's more Mexican cops too. Every day, y'all. Every single day. There was a situation. I lived in these apartments called the 4 Seasons. They like the projects out there. So it's probably like 4 or 5 black families, and it's probably 100 units up in there. 4 or 5 black families, because the manager didn't like renting the blacks. So the only way you was put in there was if you got referral to live there from like the county office, right? If you was black. If you went in there and tried to rent an apartment straight up, this guy, his name was Juan or something, he wasn't renting you. Bro, a Mexican gang member from a gang called Northside Colton. It's a real gang. In that city, they got 4 gangs. Northside Colton, Southside Colton, Eastside Colton, and Westside Colton. A gang for East Side, right? We lived in the North Side. They called themselves Big Bad NSC, Northside Colton, right? They pulled a gun on a black dude. He was skateboarding through, him and his brother were skateboarding through the 4 Seasons. They just little dusty skater dudes. They skateboarding through the 4 Seasons. The Mexican gang members is like on him, like, why y'all coming through our hood, right? They pulled a gun on dude, stuck it in his face, right? His brother came from behind one of the Mexican dudes with the one with the gun. He hit the one with the gun in his brother's face across the back of the head with a skateboard, right? And then they ran and got on. Do you know that dude brother went to jail for 5 years for assault with a deadly weapon for defending his brother against a Hispanic who stuck a gun in his face, who had a rap sheet a mile long. I think the full name was Joker or something shit like that. A stocky dude, because I went to school with his brother, his little brother. I went to school with him. A black man got a gun in his face. Another black man who's his brother come defend him with a skateboard, hit the dude in the back of the head, and they flee. And that dude ended up doing 5 years in jail for assault with a deadly weapon. I'm telling you, they all Mexicans up and down. From the if you go to Inland Empire, that's a whole Mexican area. So from the judges to the police to the lawyer, the public defenders, all that. You think a black person is going to get a fair shake out there? Not happening. But y'all worried about the white man, though. Y'all worried about the white man.
I don't see color.
Okay.
I don't see color is the moniker of someone who is a racist.
I don't see color.
He doesn't see color. Yeah, we know because you got sunglasses on. We get it.
Okay. Everybody has to follow the law, and nobody gets special privileges, and you're giving her special privileges. Yes, you are. I asked for her insurance, and you told her no, she didn't have to give me her insurance information.
She doesn't, because I'm going to do a report.
Okay, yes, she does. When someone hits you, they switch in.
Wait, a police officer said she don't have to give you insurance because I'm going to do a report. Now, listen to me. When on earth have you ever had a car accident where somebody don't got to give up their insurance? If you're driving without insurance, you should be at least ticketed. You should be cited for that. Bro's not even writing a ticket. Listen to what he say. The woman said, you told her she didn't have to give me insurance. And he said, she doesn't.
Give me her insurance information.
She doesn't, because I'm going to do a report.
Okay, yes, she does. When someone hits you, they switch information. This lady doesn't have a valid ID. She doesn't have a valid driver's license. She says this is not her car. She hit me. I don't have registration. I don't have insurance information. All this stuff is not allowed, and you're okay in it.
So, like I said, ma'am, you're not listening to me.
No. You're playing games. You're not doing your job correctly, and this is not my fault.
Okay.
This is not my fault.
I never said it was your fault.
But you have an attitude, and you're taking her side, and you're okay. Yeah, that's why she just told you in Spanish if she had to give me the information, and you said no.
You said you want a report, right? All that information will be on the report.
She should have gave it to me before you got here. No, I need both.
You don't.
You're not even checking if the information she's provided is valid. You didn't even check her ID. You didn't do anything. You have an attitude. You're not doing your job correct.
And his attitude is, I don't give a fuck, because he does it. But no, somebody, Azazel, you said, wow, Brandon, normally you act like racism doesn't exist. I'm pleasantly surprised. No, I don't. I've told you that Hispanics are racist. I told you that. I've been saying that for years. You guys just want to keep this narrative. Oh, the white man is racist towards me. No. You don't know what you're talking. You guys don't know what you're talking about. The real racists who really gonna activate on racism against you is Hispanics. You go to jail, they're gonna be racist towards you. You go to a majority Hispanic city, they're gonna be racist towards you. You deal with Hispanic police officers while you are at odds with Hispanic civilians, they're gonna be racist towards you. That's racism. Y'all still trying to prove that white folks is lynching black folks down in the deep south. I'm trying to tell you racism has evolved. But look, Cynthia, get her tag number, but it ain't her car. These people never drive their own car, especially when they're illegal immigrants. They drive in somebody else's car, their cousin car, their brother car, their friend car, right? Or a burner car that's registered to nobody because they got people working all up in the DMV. You understand? Why you think you could see a Hispanic dude selling, he got a dealership on the side of the road with 20 different cars? Because they got hookups. Even in the car auction, they'll tell them which cars actually work and let everybody else buy the bullshit. Bro, I know what I'm talking about. Racism has evolved. So why this is the whole point. We bringing it back home. Racism has evolved. The white man is in my opinion, the least likely to be racist towards you. Now it is Hispanics. But here's the problem. The SPLC is still giving your money, your donation money, to white extremists so that they can cosplay, right, as racist, so that the SPLC could keep your donation money coming in thinking that if you don't get them your donation money, the Klan is going to come and it's going to get you, right? Understand that, right? The Klan ain't your problem no more. The Mexican mafia is your problem. Mexican gangs, Hispanic gangs, are your problem now. That's the new Klan, because they gonna put you down just for being black. Understand that. When you are black, they ain't fucking with you. They might do business with you if you're a criminal. But beyond that, it's F-N words all day. And I told you, I lived in that city. I never watched that video before. I literally just typed in Colton racism, and that video popped up. I know that city is so racist because I lived there, and the racist is so prevalent. I knew that someone would have something on video. Just like I'm about to show you this video of the gang that is over there, and I knew they would have videos up because these, in my opinion, are the most blatantly racist Mexican gang in period. These fools, like, they have a disdain for black people.
Colton too? Rep Deck TV, Stab Diddy, you know what it is, man. Baby, that's right, my boy. Hell yeah.
John from the Evelyn.
Oh, yeah.
Notorious Cone gang.
I'm from West Side, California, going to crib, but you feel me? I fuck with my SA niggas, you feel me?
I used to have to walk past those railroad tracks to get to school. And it was this place called Miller's Honey where I would go and get these like little honey packs before y'all knew what a honey pack was, but it was actual honey. But that shit used to have you like, you would have super energy because it was like pure sugar, but they would have different flavors of it. And they would give it to us for free when we'd be walking to school just because we gave a damn enough to go in there and show interest, right? So I would walk in because, you know, I always been kind of like a curious kid. I used to have to walk past those trains. And let me tell you the cool part. Sometimes the train would stop and it would block the like road. So if you was walking to school, you would have to hop on the train and hop off the other side. And these fools will wait for people to hop on the other side and try to jump them. Especially if you was black. To this day, I had a homie. It was 4 of us. Me, my homie Lynn, we was black. Me, my homie Lynn, my homie Junior, and his brother. Their brother name was Rodney or something like that. Their cousin was named Rodney. And it was just us 4 going to school. But the problem was, you would think, oh, it's 4 of y'all, so y'all could stick together. No, we all end up getting kicked out of the school and sent to 4 different continuation schools because they was like, oh, y'all starting like a little gang over here. And y'all trying to all this bullshit. But really, it was just us having each other's back because these Mexicans right here was trying to pack niggas out on a daily basis. I'm talking about they'll show up at your front lawn like the Klan. I'm not joking. They would show up on your front lawn if something happened. Whole family. See, and these dudes, this is nowadays, so they a little more, they try to be black, right? Niggas wear Jordans, whatever. They look a little more like, you know, regular Mexicans. When I was going there back in the late 90s, the late 90s, like 96, like 90, like 97, 98, I was dealing with cholos. They wearing Ben Davis clothes. Y'all probably never even heard of that. They wearing Ben Davis clothes covered from the neck all the way down. Old school Mexicans who thought it was feminine to show skin. They talking, I mean, you couldn't see their body at all. They got a 3X shirt on. They about 130 pounds with a 3X, 4X shirt on and some 42, 44 pants with some Cortez, Nike Cortez with a staple or something in the bottom of the shoe to keep the pants from dragging on the back of the ground. I'm talking about real cholos. That's who we was getting into it with. It wasn't these niggas right here who look like they'll be cool with you low key. They just got to act the way in front of their homies. We was dealing with real Mexicans. Nigga, the beard with the tats on the neck and the face. NSC, hey fool, N-words, this big bad NSC, what you trying to do? They going up on you type shit. And you in middle school, a grown ass men, plural, going up on you, and you in middle school. You walking home from school, and as you walking into your apartment, some niggas is talking shit. Hey, you fucking mayate and all that pink. Like what? I didn't even know what listen, man. I heard the word mayate so much I thought it was my damn name. That's how much they was saying mayate, bro. Every day. I mean, I expressed somebody talking about No Jumper. I expressed this same sentiment on No Jumper in front of Mexicans. And they got mad about it, but they knew I was telling the truth, so they couldn't say, no, that's a lie. No, racism is alive. It's just a new culprit. It's a new perpetuator of that. It's evolved. So you still trying to deal with racism with your 1963 mind, but we dealing with 2026 racism. Understand that. Y'all worried about fighting against an African immigrant because Tariq told you to, but it's real racist out here. These fools ain't playing. They got it up and all that. Look, these are the train tracks I'm telling you about. They used to hang right on the other side. You jump, they gotta back your ass up. They still doing the same shit they always did.
That's my boy right there. Exclusive.
The cars, the shoes, and the clothes have changed, but the mindset is still the same. The mindset is still the same, bro. But I'm just throwing that out there so y'all could know. Oh man, gang culture is lame. Most of these niggas probably going coke.
This store right here?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Northside Corn and all that. Hell yeah. Welcome to the hood store. Yep. Film my buddy over here real quick. Let's go over here real quick, man. Hold on.
And man, this town is so small. If you roll through it, you wouldn't even know you passed through it. That's how small it is. But got 4 gangs and they big. The gang, oh yeah, you know they own shit. But they got 4 gangs and they all big. And they don't really get into it with each other like that because they busy getting niggas. That's what they own, right? You come up in there, they gonna tell you you ain't welcome. Look, even if you look at the comments always give everything away, in my opinion. If you look at the comments are literally confirming exactly what I'm saying. And I'm sure this is mostly Mexicans in the comments. Look. Laugh my ass off. Fools got 4 different hoods on all sides. What this video got to do with Northside Colton? There was only one dude from there. The rest was from all over the county. Last dude was in a hurry. I was born in the 90s. These guys weren't gangsters. They're wanksters. Look, I'm telling you. My essay niggas. That's like an oxymoron. Look, another Mexican video. Keep them coming. I'm telling you. It's so many, man, I'm telling you. And look, here's the thing. So people are talking about how the gang, they got a bunch of dudes, a bunch of Mexicans from different hoods, right? So if a bunch of Mexicans from different hoods hang in that city with racist Mexicans who be on black people, calling them out, what does that tell you about those other hoods? Because the reality, that ain't Long Beach. No. That definitely not Long Beach. That is Colton, California. One of the most racist cities in California, where the Mexicans will call you the N-word openly. But if they're hanging with a group of racist Hispanics, what does that tell you? If all the Hispanic gangs, the races is together, what does that tell you? But y'all still talking about the Klan. That's why I don't act like racism doesn't exist. I know it exists, right? But I know it's evolved into a different form. So yeah, SPLC, I hope they all go to jail. I hope they all get indicted because they're literally paying white folks, white quote unquote extremists, not to fight racism, right? You got your people out here living in poverty, but you're giving money to white extremist groups, right? That's the part that don't add up for me. They're giving money to keep the game, to keep the lie going. That's why they're giving money. They're not giving money to fight no racism. They're giving money because that's how they keep the cosplay going. A white racist making more money off of black backs because black professional victims are giving the white racist money to keep on doing the racist act so that they can keep your donations coming in. It's sick. It's disgusting and it's sick. It's 100% skullduggerous. Is that a word? Skullduggery, right? And then you got racism on both sides because you got the Hispanic cops who are racist and you got the Hispanic gang members who are racist. You saw an example of both. In one hand, cleans the other or wipes the other, right? That's what you're dealing with now. So keep on telling your people, oh, the white man, the Klan. You focused on the white man while the Hispanics creep up right behind your ass because they the ones who really gonna show you what it mean to be racist. And then you got these dudes talking about some, reparations. FBA, they hating on black Africans, but screaming they want reparations while they let the Hispanics who are gaining in number, who are 1,000% against reparations, grow in numbers without addressing it. It's all bullcrap. I ain't been compromised by nothing. Shut your ass up. I'm telling y'all the real play. You can take it or leave it. I don't really give a damn. I'm really just happy. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm really just happy my screen ain't blurry because I was freaking crashing out last night trying to get my shit right. And I finally figured out what it was. And we clean. We playing video, doing all that without no interruption, no interference. So we're good. No, hey, Goonie operation. You ain't lying. We too busy trying to date refrigerator-built Latinas and kissing up to people who actively want our demise. Right. I see these black dudes downtown Long Beach. If you gonna date outside your race, right? Which is fine. I'm okay with that. Date outside your race. Get the finest. Get fine shit. Right? Why you dating outside your race to go date somebody who look like they should be pushing a basket full of corn? You dating the ice cream cart lady, not even the truck, the cart lady, putting a baby in her, walking out, holding hands, which that's fine. If you in love with her, that's fine. But I'm just saying, at least give your kids the athletic attributes that you got so maybe they can go to NBA or something. You over here playing with your DNA. That's okay. That's okay. But if you're going to get a big woman, get a big woman so your son can play running back or linebacker. No. Big squatty. But then they'll try to come at the black woman like she got to be a model. She got to be Jet Beauty of the Week. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Miguel 24. Google switch my handle. What up, bro? But my whole thing is go get you some fine shit. It's some fine ass girls in who are Mexican. There was this fine ass girl in my middle school named Cindy. Fine as hell. The baddest in the whole school. The homie got where I think they might still be together. I think they might have got married. They dated since middle school. I got no gripes against that man. She was a straight fucking baddie ever since middle school. And still look good. Still look good. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about a chick who looked like Meg off of damn Family Guy. Crazy shit. Not even Meg, the little one lady. Oh, this, the one with the glasses. Anyway, guys, we did a whole hour on that. Thank y'all for joining the stream. I appreciate y'all. We got a couple of more topics. I don't know if you guys are interested in this, but we got a donation goal and we already got one. I hope I didn't lose it. We got 10 donations of any type. So if you love the content, you value the content, please feel free to drop a contribution. Zarth, my brother, with the $5 holler. First contribution for the stream. Zarth, first and only. One and only. And I don't got no gripe against Mexicans or Hispanics. I like Mexican food. I like Selena. You know what I'm saying? I like listening to Bad Bunny. I like all that. I like culture, right? But I got to be honest with you, because if I'm going to get up here and speak the truth to power about my own people and them turning on me and calling me a coon and a traitor, you better believe I ain't going to hold my tongue when I'm talking about another group, because we take the lion's share of the examination and condemnation and criticism of our group. So yeah, when we get a chance to jab somebody else, believe me, we taking it. I'm gonna hold my own accountable, but I expect you to do the same. And if you don't, I will. Don't worry about none of that. Don't worry about none of that. So guys, we have several topics today. The first one is we just covered historic civil rights group Southern Poverty Law Center indicted. That's done. Now we're gonna go into Iran is in chaos. Trump is playing chess. Then after that, if you like the bullshit, as they say, we're gonna explore the situation between two grifters. Tariq Nasheed has attacked Roland Martin, right? So don't leave before we get to your topic. These will not be an hour long. These will probably be about 15 to 20 minutes, but we're gonna do somewhat of a deep dive. So if you're here for it, I know some of y'all at work. Shout out to y'all, you know what I'm saying, for being here. And I appreciate it. Also, do you have a topic you would like discussed live? Drop a $10 super chat and we will discuss any topic of your choosing for 10 minutes at the end of the show. So once we're done with the main topics, you got something you've been wanting to hear some opinion on, let me know. Shoot it in that super chat, $10, and I'll cover it for 10 minutes or so. If it's real good, I'll go 15 minutes. But I'll pull up a video, we'll watch the video together, then I'll give my thoughts on the topic. And I say that right here. I'll pull up the video and I'll give my thoughts. So $10. I know a lot of y'all watch these streams and y'all leave from the stream because you like, hey, I like the stream, but this is not talking about what I'm interested in today. $10 super chat at the end. You can do it now and then or at the end, and then I'll pull up that video. Oh, that's interesting, and we'll go into that. On top of that, don't forget, if you do not have the super chat feature available, would you like to contribute but don't have super chats enabled? Well, there's Cash App and PayPal links. They're pinned at the top of the chat, and they're available upon request if you want to contribute those ways. Also, are you watching in portrait mode, which is the vertical up and down mode? Come on over. The stream is also being displayed in horizontal mode, which is the side to side, the landscape mode, and that'll give you a more aesthetic experience. If you're watching on your laptop, you watching on your TV, or you're watching on your tablet, you can go out, just go over to the side. It's being played in both dimensions. So yeah, I wrote those down because sometimes I forget to say them. So I'm trying to give you guys a more professional experience. Yeah, portrait mode. We there. Yeah, landscape. Yeah, let me know if you're watching it. Like Jason Beatrice. Yeah, they're watching in vertical mode. Scooby Doo, Southern Poverty Law Center. That's the same person, but he's watching in vertical. Jamal is watching in vertical. Y'all can come over to the other way, or y'all keep watching the way y'all want to. It don't matter, but it's all good. The goal is to make this like a show, because I'm gonna start going earlier in the morning. So we're gonna make this like a morning show where I get up, cover the daily topics, and then y'all can have y'all be informed throughout the day, because that gives me more time to explore other topics too. Okay. So let's talk about Trump and why I think Trump is giving a straight masterclass on Iran, and why everyone's screaming, oh my God, it's all over. It's all over, Trump. Trump, he's killed us, right? I don't think so. I don't buy into that narrative, because from what I'm seeing, it looks like, I kind of think outside the box, and it Trump's Iran masterclass. So guys, we're being organized today. We're going into all the topics, and we're going to cover them all, and we're going to let people know that we're covering them all. So Trump's Iran masterclass. Okay. Are y'all with me? Is y'all with me? Okay, cool.
A Houston police officer is
Ain't no switching up. I love that song. I love that song. I'm gonna listen. I gotta go to work today, so when I go to work, I'm gonna bump that song on my way to work, y'all. So y'all ain't gotta worry about listening to it today. But I have a clip that I want to share with y'all about this topic. And then I'll start doing my opinion. Just so I can let y'all know how this goes. This basically is like how this goes is I play a clip. Once the clip is done, I play a 1 to 2 minute clip. Once the clip is done, I give my personal monologue, which I've like written or outlined. I do mostly like outlines, which I've outlined to express my thoughts on it. And then I just open it up for like kind of a discussion. You can discuss from the comments. I do read those. If you attach a super chat, it's guaranteed to get read and addressed. Guaranteed live. But even if people want to come up, hey, I want to come up and discuss that. Y'all could just request the link, or what I'll do is once I'm done with my monologue, I'll throw the link in the comments. And then either I could continue to talk about it for 5 to 10 minutes, or you guys can click the link and come up and just give your thoughts on it for 5 to 10 minutes, or even 15 if it's a lot of y'all. But I just want to let you guys know how we are running it over here from now on, so you'll know what to expect. So this will be the shining example of how this show or this channel will go going forward.
Fox News alert, the commander-in-chief says you can't cave to crazy people, and Iran is a madhouse. Iranian generals have taken their country hostage, and the gay Ayatollah still missing. The cardboard supreme leader has been, quote, non-responsive, and the Iranian military told the negotiators to unpack their bags and start picking up the phone. The Iranians don't have months or weeks. Energy traders say they may have till May. The president gave Iran's warring factions just a few days to get their ish together, and then says the ceasefire's over.
He's made his red lines very clear. Iran could never obtain a nuclear bomb to threaten the United States and our allies, and they must turn over the enriched uranium that's in their possession. While it is very far into the ground, thanks to the success of Operation Midnight Hammer, it's important to the president that they hand that enriched uranium over. He's made that quite clear to them. And now we're waiting to hear back from the Iranian regime.
This morning, Iran attacked 3 ships in the Strait and seized 2 of them, Swiss and Greek owned. How are you going to rob the Swiss? They haven't even taken a side. The Iranians went from the most feared military in the Middle East to a crusty crew of Persian swashbucklers.
These 2 ships were taken by speedy gunboats. Iran has gone from having the most lethal navy in the Middle East to now acting like a bunch of pirates. They don't have control over the strait. This is piracy that we are seeing on display. And the naval blockade that the United States has imposed continues to be incredibly effective.
Iran's navy's in Davy Jones' locker, and the gay Ayatollah's seen more action than the Iranian ports. Central Command says we're operating and enforcing the blockade across the Middle East and beyond. In the last 72 hours, U.S. forces have intercepted 3 Iranian oil tankers in Asian waters near India, Malaysia, and Sri Lanka. The president told Fox this: the blockade scares them even more than the bombing. They've been bombed for years, but the blockade they hate. When we blasted through one of their ship's engine rooms, the USS Spruance became our first Navy ship in almost 40 years to fire its deck gun at an enemy boat. The president says Iran's already collapsing financially.
They're choking their economy. We are strangling their main source of revenue. They can't pay their own people. They're losing $500 million every single day. Karg Island is completely full of oil because they can't transport it to and from. So the president, the cards are in his hands. The United States maintains control over the situation. He has all of the leverage.
The Iranian economy could be about to crash. Treasury says in a matter of days, Karg Island's oil storage will be full and oil wells will be forced to shut. That's when you do damage. You can't just cap it, flip a switch, and pump it back out. The president says, quote, once those wells go down, sometimes they're down for good, can never operate again. The commander-in-chief can always escalate a couple precision strikes on Carg Island's loading terminals and pipelines, and their whole economy craters, and can't be fixed without a deal. 90% of their crude comes out of there, over 1.5 million barrels a day. Another target, the Iranians also have 200 million barrels of crude sitting on tankers off the coast of China. It's a 5-month supply. It's for emergencies, just ripe for the picking. The president isn't going to lift the blockade until they hand over the uranium. And the blockade's about to get extremely painful. Trump says, quote, people approached me 4 days ago saying, sir, Iran wants to open up the strait immediately. But if we do that, there can never be a deal with Iran unless we blow up the rest of their country, their leaders included. The United States will be prepared to resume major combat operations at any time, but especially by this weekend, when the USS Bush will be in theater, making it 3 carrier strike groups lurking in the waters near Iran. The USS Boxer still making steady progress to the Gulf, just cruising past Guam. And the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit on board has been conducting flight training operations on deck. Time's on America's side. We're repositioning assets in a strategic and orderly fashion.
While the elites in Washington used to panic at every ripple in the Middle East, we are currently witnessing a Trump masterclass in strategic patience. Iran is flailing, desperately seizing cargo vessels and harassing tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. They think they're showing strength, but in reality, they're broadcasting their own obsolescence. They're literally destroying their own economy and their last shred of international credibility with every desperate act. It's pretty simple if you look at it. Iran is shooting at ships of foreign nations. They're seizing the ships of foreign nations. They're doing all these things to foreign nations, but they're doing absolutely nothing to their American enemy who bombed them first, right? So you got all the doomers and the black pill people saying, Iran is winning, Iran is winning, Iran is winning. Okay, let's think of this like 2 boxers, right? You get in the ring, you got your gloves on, and you're ready to fight. The boxer you're fighting, and we're Iran, right? Pulls back, hits you with a right hook, knock your ass out. You laid on the ground. They start counting. You don't beat the count. They count to 10. You go to the middle. They raise the other guy's hand. Winner, TKO. You go back to the locker room and beat up your trainer and 3 of your fans who back there, your last 3 fans who are asking you for an autograph. Did you win the fight? That's my question. Would you, like, in your mind, would you believe that you should be declared the winner of the fight? You got your ass knocked out, counted out, then went back to the training room, beat up your coach and your trainer, and 3 little kids that was outside your dressing room door asking for autographs. That's what Iran is doing. They have gotten totally obliterated by America. They really have nothing they can do in retaliation, right? So first, I call the trainers, I'm calling the other Middle Eastern countries that are around them. They brothers under Islam. First, they attack them with ballistic missiles, right? When that has no effect on Israel or America, then they start attacking the cargo ships of their customers. Right? Right? This is what's crazy. Iran is winning, and they're winning so handily that they are now attacking the cargo ships of the people who buy oil from them. And the reality is they know that those people, once they leave the strait, they're never going to come back. They're going to go right down to the Gulf and buy oil from America. So I talked to the doomers and I'm like, that's winning? We're literally, as Americans, we're kicking their ass, we're stealing their customers, and we're keeping them from making any money. In the countries who I was told would come to their rescue, like Captain Save-A-Ho, ain't doing nothing. China's sitting on the look. They got tankers on the coast of China with emergency oil for Iran, right? But here's the thing: once Iran get whooped up so bad, I think China just gonna take that oil for themselves. That's what I think. They got oil tankers sitting on the coast of China with emergency oil, but they can't get into the Gulf. And then people are like, oh, well, this many ships got through, allegedly, right? Allegedly. But here's my thing. If the ships did get through, that's not a loss for America, because America just got to keep the ships from coming back in. Whatever they got out with has already been purchased months ago. But can they get back in and fill up again and go back out? No, they can't. So basically, at the helm of all this is the United States of America. Donald Trump, a president who understands the art of the long game. Trump isn't going to rush into another endless forever war. He knows that that would be political suicide for him. To bail out, and that would just bail Iran out of its own stupidity, because then, the United States public will start tripping, and then he would have to leave. What Trump is going to do instead is he's going to sit back and watch Iran trip over its own feet. He knows the wisdom of Napoleon Bonaparte. Y'all know who Napoleon Bonaparte is? He's a very famous French general who won many wars and won many battles. He didn't win the one he needed to win the most, but he won many wars and many battles. Napoleon said this: never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Iran is digging its own grave, and we're not about to hand them a shovel. We're protecting our interests, right? Securing our borders, immigration down to 1%, and letting the old world radicals burn themselves out. America is no longer the world's punching bag and its unpaid security guard. We are a sovereign titan, defiant like me, and stronger than ever. The world is learning a hard lesson under this leadership. America's not just going to win. We're going to let our enemies lose all by themselves. Whatever you want to say about what I said, prove it. Prove it. Prove it. I see what Trump is doing perfectly. Perfectly. Why fight when you can let Iran sink itself out of desperation? It's like have y'all ever heard of the monkey trap? Have y'all ever heard of the monkey trap? And I ain't talking about what your mama be doing to her on a Saturday night either. This is the monkey trap. I could use this one right here. Y'all gonna get a little seminar today. The monkey trap. Some of y'all ain't never heard of this.
In several villages, they use pots with a small hole in the side to capture monkeys. Now, simply by placing bananas in this pot, then sealing up the top, the monkey can easily slip his hands in and grab a hold of the banana. See, but when the monkey holds the banana, he can't get his hands out. And all the monkey must do to free himself is to let go of the banana. But sadly, the monkey never does, and capturing monkeys is easy for the villagers.
Wait. Y'all ain't got no audio? Truth. Do y'all all got audio? Because Truth is saying he ain't got no audio. I got audio here because I'm also watching this on TV. Do y'all got audio? Let me know. Somebody in the comments. All right, that's you, Zarth. I mean, that's you, Truth. That's you. Can you hear the video? Okay, cool. All right. So basically in villages, they make these clay pots, right? And they stick something in it that's so large, that's just large enough to where if the monkey stick his hand inside and grab it, he won't be able to pull his hand out and pull the object out, right? So we'll continue where we were. Or y'all want me to start it over? I'll start it over, whatever.
Now, in several villages, they use pots with a small hole in the side to capture monkeys. Now, simply by placing bananas in this pot, then sealing up the top, the monkey can easily slip his hands in and grab a hold of the banana. See, but when the monkey holds the banana, he can't get his hands out. And all the monkey must do to free himself is to let go of the banana. But sadly, the monkey never does, and capturing monkeys is easy for the villagers. That monkey chose a banana over his freedom. And it's a lot of us choosing bananas over our freedom.
See, and so can y'all understand how this is exactly what Iran is doing? The nukes are their banana. They so adamant about getting a nuclear weapon, right? The ability to kill in large number, right? That they're going to lose everything. They're literally going to lose everything. Oh, listen, guys, you could say we will not build nukes. Soon as Trump sign it, soon as Trump is gone, you could go to another president who's weaker and make an agreement to let you build nukes. They're so adamant about with this sick idea that they're going to convince Trump to let them build nukes, or they're going to show him, right? Well, we're going to show him. They're destroying their own country and undermining their own leadership. They are caught in a monkey trap. And the people who can't see that, they're probably in a monkey trap of their own. I have a friend who's constantly like on me, like, oh man, you don't know what you're talking about, and all this shit, right? And then I thought about it one day. Bro's like 50 years old. He ain't never had a job. He still live at his mom's house. I said, yeah, you don't understand what Trump's doing because you ain't never did nothing in your whole life. People who have never wanted anything don't understand the idea of letting your opponent beat themselves, right? You ever heard of, you ever watch basketball? And they'll be like, okay, they got a star on the team. Bro be scoring 50 a night. They like, yeah, just let bro score his 50 and just don't let the rest of the team beat you. And the star come on out there, he shoot, make his 50 a night and lose, and they lose by 60. They lose by 40. And then they play them all season and do the same strategy and win because the star can't let go of his desire to score 50 points a night. That's his banana. Iran cannot let go of this image of being the most strongest, powerful country in the Middle East. Let me tell you what's crazy. I want y'all to really think about this, right? Think about this. Iran could have given up the nuclear program, right? And still had the most powerful military in the Middle East, even more powerful than Israel. Think about that. Iran could have just given up the nuke. All right, F you. We're not going to build no nukes, right? F it. We'll keep a good relationship with Pakistan, who has nukes, and we'll work with them with their nuclear. We'll help them fund their nuclear program under the understanding that if somebody ever mess with us or attack us with nukes, they'll launch their nukes to get them for us, right? Instead of doing, and they would have had all this military might, they would have been in control of their country. Trump would have released the embargoes and sanctions on them. Their country would have been prosperous again. But these dudes are a bunch of monkeys, the leaders. They're a bunch of monkeys. They are so ignorant and selfish that they just cannot let go of the idea of having nuclear power, nuclear weapons, right? So much so that they lost everything. If you're still rooting for Iran at this point, I got listen. That to me, that is more of a reflection of you and your flaws, your flawed thinking, than it is even an indictment of them. Let's be real, y'all. All they have to do is let go the nukes, and they could have had their whole country intact. Now their country is on the verge of collapse. Well, it's already collapsing. Let's be honest. Their country is literally collapsing, right?
Forced to shut.
And what are you gonna do? You're about to mess up your oil wells, right? You're about to mess up your oil wells because you don't want to basically appear weak or like you're not as tough as the United States. Guys, listen, it really doesn't matter what you do, what they do. They will always be perceived as weaker than the United States to the people who matter. The people who don't, to the people who don't believe they are weaker than the United States, their opinions don't even matter, y'all. Most of these people don't even vote. Most of these people don't even vote. They'll just sit there and watch and give their opinion, and then when it's time to vote or make decisions on leadership, they'll just be like, oh, voting don't even count. So do you guys understand how the nonsense conspiracy theories are kind of self-defeating? Like, you ain't going to participate anyway. You're not going to do nothing to affect change anyway. So that's why I just stopped listening to these people. They might get mad at me on YouTube and not watch, but oh well, I'm happy. I'm happy with my 50 people watching right now. I'm cool with that. I ain't tripping. I'll talk about something else. I'll get 200 people watching. It's all good. Let's keep tapping in.
That's when you do damage. You can't just cap it, flip a switch, and pump it back out. The president says, quote, once those wells go down, sometimes they're down for good, can never operate again. The commander-in-chief can always escalate a couple precision strikes on Carg Island's loading terminals and pipelines, and their whole economy craters, and can't be fixed without a deal. 90% of their crude comes out of there, over 1.5 million barrels a day. Another target? The Iranians also have 200 million barrels of crude sitting on tankers off the coast of China. It's a 5-month supply. It's for emergencies, just ripe for the picking. The president isn't going to lift the blockade until they hand over the uranium. And the blockade's about to get extremely painful. Trump says, quote, people approached me 4 days ago saying, sir, Iran wants to open up the strait immediately. But if we do that, there can never be a deal with Iran unless we blow up the rest of their country, their leaders included. The United States will be prepared to resume major combat operations at any time, but especially by this weekend, when the USS Bush will be in theater, making it 3 carrier strike groups lurking in the waters near Iran. The USS Boxer still making steady progress to the Gulf, just cruising past Guam. And the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit on board has been conducting flight training operations on deck. Time's on America's side. We're repositioning assets in a strategic and orderly fashion. The president says there's no time pressure on this. He just wants a good deal, and Iran can never have nukes. The regime's dysfunctional. Their military and military-industrial complex pretty much gone. And checks are starting to bounce because the U.S. Navy's squeezing them like a loan shark. But John Kerry, who handed the Iranians cash to build bigger missiles and deeper tunnels, says we're losing.
Donald Trump, by ripping up the agreement and pulling out, has actually put us in a worse place than we were previously. It's a good thing for America if neither Iran nor Kash Patel are getting bombed.
I'd be mad, too, if Trump tore up my legacy, but politicians shouldn't lie to the country about a war on either side. Some politicians are even saying the enemy is tougher than us.
Fundamentally, they have the willingness to endure the pain and stick this out. They are in a better position today than they were before this war started. I mean, remember what was happening right before Trump started his war of choice. We were negotiating with the Iranians to curtail their nuclear weapons program. We were asking them to cut back on their nuclear weapons development.
Usually when you go to war and all your leaders get killed and...
So if you look, like, I want you to understand something. The people who talk like Iran's winning, Iran's tough, that you would be dumb to think that that is their original thought. The people who keep telling you you don't get it, you don't understand, those are the people who are the most brainwashed, because their talking points are literally regurgitation of what they're hearing from CNN, MSNBC, different Democrat politicians. I learned that a long time ago. A lot of these dudes who you think they're like the conspiracy guys, oh, the earth is flat and all that stuff, you got to ask yourself, they didn't always believe that. Where did they get that, right? Like, I have a really good friend. He's kind of like, his name is Jakari. He's on here kind of with the counter opinion, right? But then I realized, that guy's getting his talking points from like Kim Iverson, Alex Jones, fringe conspiracy theorist, right? These are not original thoughts. And then they echo it verbatim, because when you're talking about something that's fringe or conspiracy, there's really no room, to go outside of that little box, because the more you kind of veer from the path that they've given you, the more even you are able to recognize the plot holes, right? So you just have to stay right in line with what they said, so that you don't accidentally prove to yourself that what they're saying is not making no damn sense. Understand that. And that's why when you see me debate these people, I destroy them instantly. Like, I had a debate this morning, when I got up, with some fat white liberal girl. And I'll before we leave, I'll go to that and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I cooked this hoe like in like 30 seconds. Had her whole audience clowning her, because these people don't think. They don't use their own brain. They go get their information from Kim Iverson's brain, or Alex Jones's brain, or who else? Oh, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. That's why they can never talk in length about what they claim to believe. And what does it do? It always turns into an unrequested history lesson. Oh, you don't understand about Israel back in 1937. I'm like, but I'm talking about today. I do understand about Israel. I do know what happened in 1987. I do know what happened in 1979. I do understand all that. But we're talking about today. They can't, because their theory can only go as far as what the person who told them and taught them the theory gives them. So they got to wait till tomorrow to learn the next part of their theory from whoever they're getting it from.
You lose your Air Force, Navy, and most of your missiles, and a blockade won't let you trade. You're not in a better position. Iran doesn't even think it's in a better position. The only people who do are on CNN.
The U.S. is running dangerously low on some of these key munitions that would be required to confront a near-peer adversary in the short term, like China, for example. So while the U.S. does still have sufficient munitions to continue bombing Iran, for example, if the shaky ceasefire were to fall apart, if they were to need to confront an adversary like China or like Russia, for example, then that could pose significant problems.
Okay, so when you listen to these people, right? Oh, the U.S. is running dangerously low on munitions to this and that. Well, they do have enough munitions to continue to bomb Iran if this keeps going. But if they had to confront China or Russia, then that would pose a problem. Listen, bro, here's the reality. Iran is trying to bomb Israel. Iran ain't shot one missile at a single damn, I think they shot a drone at one of the aircraft carriers. But there's the Abraham Lincoln. I think that's an aircraft carrier. Hold on, let me confirm. I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of context. So yes, so Iran shot. I want to say, did they shoot 1,000? To my military guys, did Iran shoot 1,000? I think Iran shot either 1,000 or 100. Oh yeah. So Iran, they fired they fired 100 missiles at the USS Abraham Lincoln. I think it's called the USS. This here right here. This our shit right here. They fired 100 drones or missiles at this joint. Beautiful. Isn't she beautiful? Hold on, let me go back. They fired 100 missiles. So it wasn't drones. They fired 100 missiles at this joint. See right here, it's been confirmed. Yes, the USS Abraham Lincoln is a nuclear-powered Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. Regarding the number of projectiles fired, President Donald Trump stated that Iran fired 101 missiles at the carrier, asserting that every single one was knocked down on the sea. Look, they fired 100 missiles at that baby. And the Nimitz-class Abraham Lincoln knocked down every one of those 101 missiles. Why do you think Iran is no longer firing missiles at our aircraft carriers? They chose to instead use those missiles to fire them at Israel. We are OP on these fools. Look, they cannot touch us out there with their missiles, with their ballistic missiles. So what they're doing is they're choosing to attack Israel. They're choosing to attack UAE, Saudi Arabia, and those other countries. How are they winning? How do you lose to someone who can't even touch you? I mean, you could, we're going to wait them out. Okay. And that's what Trump is doing. That's where Trump is the master. He's like, okay, you want to play the waiting game? Let's wait. But you're not bringing no oil in while we wait. We going to keep everything out. So y'all talk about the America spent $70 billion or whatever. Iran is losing like 500 million a day. Yeah. Iran is losing approximately $500 million a day due to a U.S. naval blockade. And where this hurts them is if you keep blocking them from getting money, they can't pay the proxies. Because let me tell you about terrorism, something about terrorists that you don't know. Terrorists don't accept Iranian rials or whatever they are. What are they, rials? I think their money is rials. Yeah, they're rials, right? So terrorist groups don't accept Iranian rials. They only accept US dollars. So they hate the United States, but they only accept US dollars for payment. They don't accept yuan. They don't accept Russian rubles. They don't accept none of that. They want their money in US dollars. And if Iran cannot produce their pay in US dollars, guess what? They walk away. We're not helping y'all no more because it's all about money. Old Ties Longo says, dude, we lost the Gulf forever. What are you talking about? What? Wait a minute. The stupidity is in the building. We never had the Gulf. The Gulf is in the control of the countries around the Gulf. You see, people are so ignorant of history and ignorant of geography. You do know that Iran does not control, they don't own the Strait of Hormuz. They don't even control the Strait of Hormuz. They have ports in the Strait of Hormuz, just like Oman has a piece of the Strait of Hormuz. That is an international waterway. International waters is anything 2 miles off of your coast. Once you go 2 miles out, that is international waters by law. So the same country that's telling you we just want to follow international law. Let me confirm that. Hold on. Okay, so my bad. Beyond countries. Okay, yeah. So 12 miles. So international waters. Okay, so basically 200 nautical miles is technically high seas. That's like no country can control that. Then like 12 miles off of your coast would be considered international waters where you can't say, oh, that's mine, right? So Iran doesn't control the Hormuz Strait because there are several countries whose coastline or borders sit on the Strait of Hormuz. So when you guys are like, oh, Iran's controlling the strait, they never did. They never have. All they're doing is trying to be a bully, a weak bully, and bomb the strait, put mines in the strait. Like, if we can't use it, nobody can. And they're so dumb, right? They're so dumb, they don't realize, like, they mined the strait, and then they couldn't even remove the mines, which means that they couldn't even go through the strait themselves. That's what nobody gets. They can't even go through the strait themselves. But oh yeah, we're gonna mine the strait. They basically tried to do like a kamikaze, like, oh, we're gonna take away your ability to use the strait and take away ours too. Guys, that's the definition of a terrorist group. They're literally attacking civilian ships. Tell me, what's so heroic about that? Oh yeah, I can't beat the United States, so I'm gonna go kill some innocent sailors. But while they're doing that, what are they doing? They're making sure that no country is ever gonna trust doing business with them again without the United States as a watchdog. So everything they're doing is only strengthening the United States position. Everything they're doing.
For the United States.
If we need to confront China, if Trump confronted China, CNN would be against it and probably take China's side. And trust me, the United States never running out of ammo. If it's an emergency, like a real emergency, Trump will just tell Home Depot, you know those lawnmowers? Make them into drones. China's watched their proxy in Venezuela get flown in his PJs to a jail cell in Manhattan. Their other proxy in Iran got whacked in the first 40 seconds of the war. 2 countries Beijing can't buy cheap sanctioned oil from anymore.
Every fear that these people have and try to like pass on to you, because that's what they do. They try to pass their fears on to everyone else. Every fear that they try to pass on to you is totally irrational. If China was going to strike the United States, they would have done it by now, because China has sat and watched the United States literally cut them off from 2 places where they get the majority of their oil from. If China was going to get cracking, they would have had to do it by now, because even if they suddenly decided to get cracking, the United States already has the upper hand. And you might say, oh, how? There's a difference from soldiers who've been sitting out in the Persian Gulf ready to get cracking, launching missiles, shooting ships, blowing up ships, all that. But there's a difference between them and soldiers who are right now sitting on the couch, right? You don't just come into a war and just, we're going to take the upper hand. No, there's rust. None of these countries have fought a war in like 50 years. Understand that. So they're not going to just come out ready, blazing to kick someone's ass. China, this is a true story. China, this was maybe about 5 to 6 years ago. China did battle simulations with their army, right? Where they took their troops into the countryside and they did simulation of like real war settings. Like they made them eat like MREs. They were in like foxholes all day. They couldn't just walk up. They couldn't use their phone, all this, right? They gave them real battle conditions. Do you know like 90% of the troops who engaged in those exercises had mental breakdowns and had to be taken off the field. This is a fake battle. They had to be taken off the field because of psychological issues. They couldn't handle the conditions of war. And now you understand why China don't train nobody. You know, they don't sell their military services to train other armies. They don't send their soldiers to other countries to help with battles. They don't do it. They don't do it at all because they don't want to get exposed. But we are quickly learning that China is a paper tiger. We're learning that Russia was a paper tiger this whole time. Countries that people perceive to be strong militaristically, but in reality are greatly underprepared for any real scenario. And I would say the United States was unprepared too, but it's good that Trump got our boys doing some getting cracking because it kind of gives them some exercise, some real world exercise. Listen, for one of our aircraft carriers to take out 100 missiles that are launched directly at it, somebody knows how to do their job. Somebody knows how to do their damn job. I don't think there's an aircraft carrier in the world that could have stopped 101 missiles that are all directly aimed at it, other than the United States. That's beautiful.
Now they have to pay full price. And now they're buying a lot more from us. They're also watching the U.S. Navy gain footholds in trade choke points that their country relies on for survival.
I love this comment. Stop trying to bamboozle smart listeners. America is a pirate country. Okay. And your problem is? I'm a truth teller. Is America engaging in piracy? Sure. Do you want me to feel bad about that? You want me to feel sorry about that? I don't. As far as I'm concerned, they owe us. They've killed enough of our troops. They put enough of our people's lives in danger. They killed 46 of our citizens just on October 7th, and then funded Hamas to kidnap 100 more. I feel no sympathy for them. I feel no sympathy for them. I don't care. We need to get everything we can. Keep dreaming, fatso. Trump said 3 days. We are weeks into this garbage. Iran is 95 million people. Send those soldiers in. They waiting for you. Go ahead. Look, this is the cope. You got to go out and come back in. You got to go out and come back in. Look, this me. I'm listening on my TV. You got to go out and come back in. You got to go out and come back in. Look, this me. I'm listening on my TV. See that? You got to go out and come back in if you got no audio. You got to go out and come back in. Okay. So Normandy Drive, let me know if you get the audio back. Let me know if you get your audio back. Yeah, I don't have sympathy for them. 100%. Like, I don't feel sorry for them at all. Iran talks shit. They made people think we tough. We got this military fast attack boats. Okay, so daddy then came. Daddy's home now. Now you got to put up or shut up. It's like when you talk all that shit about what you're going to do in bed, and then her panties come off and you realize, hey, I might have misrepresented my ability in the bedroom. Now you got to put up or shut up, dude. And they couldn't. Everybody wants a big booty until they get one in the room. This is Iran. They thought they wanted the smoke. They thought the United States would do what they've been doing, letting them get away with murder, literally, for payoff. Guys, listen, it's a proven fact that Biden was on the take. It's a proven fact that Biden was peddling influence in exchange for money, for kickbacks, right? We know that, right? Burisma, the Ukrainian energy company, right? Do you not think that if Biden signed a deal to give Iran billions of dollars, or if Obama signed a deal to give Iran billions of dollars, you don't think they was getting none of that money back? You don't think they was getting a little bit of that money back in kickbacks? That's what the Democrats do. When you got a president agreeing to give our sworn enemy billions of dollars, which we know will go to fund terrorism all over the world, you know he's getting a kickback. You know he's getting a kickback. And that's what the Biden crime family was best at. That's why you saw, that's what Biden taught Obama to do. Nobody expected Barack Obama to choose Joe Biden as his running mate when he ran in 2008, right? No one expected that. But Biden was Obama's mentor on how to secure kickbacks. And that's why everybody who Obama gave money to, Biden gave money to. The Biden crime family was on the take. They were on the take. It is a quiet secret. It is an open secret in Washington that the Biden crime family is on the take. So when you talk about, yeah, my last name is Tucker, so what? So when you talk about why they gave this money to these folks, do you think it's, oh my God. Guys, listen. Put two and two together. Why do you think Joe Biden held the relief money for Hawaii hostage? Right? Why do you think he held the relief money for Hawaii hostage unless Congress signed a bill giving Ukraine billions and billions and billions of more dollars? Because every penny that went to Ukraine, Biden got a cut. And we know this because years ago under Obama, Biden's son Hunter was sitting on the board of an energy company when he had no experience in the field to negotiate and receive kickbacks for his daddy. That's why Ukraine got so much money. That's why y'all dummies was out here, not my audience, not the people who know what's up. That's why the dum-dums was out here making Ukrainian gay pride flags, because Biden ran a campaign to make you think that the United States is going to help Ukraine defeat Russia. No, all you did was help the Biden family get richer, because every penny, no, whites and blacks got caught in this. Whites, black, man, every penny we gave Ukraine, Biden family got a cut out of it, right? My belabored breaths while talking is concerning, right, Emily? It's women, man. Women, all women got is insults, bro. You got a cat in your damn icon. That says everything I need to know about you. But anyway, so that's what y'all, that while y'all talk about Trump, what you support was nothing but making the Biden family rich. You let Biden take billions and billions of your dollars, send them to Ukraine, and get a kickback for his family, while you were screaming, "Oh, this is what democracy looks like." No, this is what a damn fool look like. Look, this is what a damn fool look like. Job U1B. I ain't supporting shit. I'm giving you the facts. You don't like the facts. That's on you.
And what kind of allies are China if they can't even lift a finger to help their friends? Iran's the world's #1 state sponsor of terrorism, and without money, their terror proxies aren't getting paid. Seems like a smart way to fight the war on terrorism.
What's so hilarious, right, is people will sit up and be like, "Oh, this guy, whoever that is, you're just supporting the other head of this thing, bro." Okay, we have made lying synonymous with choosing a side, right? Like we've made telling the truth into support. No, just because I tell the truth doesn't mean I support you. That's not what that means. Telling the truth is telling the truth. Support is something else. Do I support Donald Trump? Yes, I do. Have I lied about a single thing I said today? No, I have not. I'll give you $100 of my own money if you could click this link and come up here and tell me where I'm lying. Please tell me. Please tell me. See, when I watch a show, I don't call in on bad faith. If I detect a lie, I expose it.
I remember when all politicians were gung-ho about that war.
Jesse Waters, right? He's not fat. Look at how he breathes when he talks.
Their terror proxies aren't getting paid. Seems like a smart way to fight the war on terrorism.
See? Because when you talk and you're long-winded like me, sometimes you got to take a breath. He did it. He's in great shape. So please shut up. Please shut up. You don't got to shut up, girl. You keep talking, freedom of speech.
Remember when all politicians were gung-ho about that war?
It's almost as if, we've forgotten on the Democratic side that the real enemy, the real threat, the real danger is Iran.
Now listen to what Fetterman just said. Fetterman conserves what I'm saying. I am fat though. I'm not disillusioned. I'm not delusional. Look, Fetterman is a Democrat. I don't like Fetterman. I wanted Dr. Oz to win. He's a Republican. But Fetterman is telling the truth. Why are we acting like we forgot that all of us hated Iran this time in 2024? I'm lying because I'm telling the truth about how Democrats are literally only against Iran because Trump went in. If this was Biden or Kamala, they'd be celebrating it. And everyone knows that. I'm not tall at all. Everyone knows that. So I'm lying because I'm telling the truth. But then a Democrat politician is literally confirming everything I'm saying. Come on, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. Denial is more than just a river in Egypt. Democrat voters live in denial. They lie and then deny. That's it. He's saying it. So he's a Democrat. He's saying it. He's telling the truth. But if I say the same thing he's saying, I'm lying. Man, get the hell out of here with that.
It's proxies.
Be one thing if Democrats were hoping Trump fails to deliver on his domestic agenda. I get that. That's politics. Both sides do it. But rooting for the president to lose a war is dumb. It's dangerous. If we lose this war, more Americans will die.
Yeah.
We'll be blackmailed. If we walk away now without a deal and leave the uranium in place, we'll have to go back in later and clean it up all over again. And that's how you get into a forever war. And that's how you lose American prestige and money and lose the strait. I want the war over just as much as everybody, but I also want to finish the job. So you have to give the president space to win the peace. Backing down while the mullahs have the capacity to manufacture 10 nukes, is that smart? No.
They know it's not smart. But time and time again, we see Democrats say things that are stupid and don't make no sense because no matter what, they can never support Trump. That's who y'all voting for. Somebody who will say, me going against Trump is more important than your safety. Do you know how dumb you got to be to support a politician who say something like that? Me hating Trump is more important than keeping Americans safe. And you really think that you're on the right side. That's stupid. Me supporting Donald Trump. Wait, I might have misspoke. Me going against Trump, is more important than keeping Americans safe. That's like me saying me supporting Trump is more important than keeping Americans safe. No, it's not. No, it's not. No way, shape, form. But I know that while some American lives may be in danger by going against Iran, we are ultimately protecting the vast majority of Americans by going against Iran, by dealing with them. Let me see if I can find this real quick. What the hell? Why can't I hear this? Maybe she. Yeah, she.
First.
Oh yeah. Okay, guys, check this out.
You're talking border security, citizenship, and immigration.
Show me where in Title 8.
How am I going to show you when I'm on the phone?
You can portable aliens, but improper entry is not. Where was the word deportation?
No, because you're not.
First commission of any such offense be fined under Title 18.
This is me on the phone. I called into this girl's thing because she was just sitting up here capping so hard, and people were calling in. And what I realized about like TikTok and stuff, it's just a bunch of young people who are not well read, and they might be right, but just because someone's right doesn't mean that they could explain the position or articulate their position, right? So I somebody sent me this, so I called in, and I'm gonna just let y'all enjoy this while me cooking this chick, and her own audience turned on her. Well, I'll tell you the end. She ends up just dropping. She first calls a black dude to come up to try to deflect and change this is what these people do. Every white liberal with a political channel has a black dog with them to attack black people, or either a Hispanic dog with them to attack black people so that they won't be viewed as racist, right? She called all of her minions, and they got cooked too. So enjoy this, and then we're going to get in right after this. We're going to get into Tariq Nasheed attacks Roland Martin.
Any alien who enters or attempts to enter the United States at any
So
time
I'm
or
on the
place
phone,
other than
so you're not
designated
gonna
by
see me.
immigration officers or alludes to examination or inspection by immigration officers or attempts to enter or obtain entry to the United States by a willfully false or misleading representation or the willful concealment of material facts shall, for the first commission of any such offense, be fined under Title 18 or imprisoned not more than 6 months or both. And then
Now she just said okay, so her whole premise is prison, her whole position is deportation is not a punishment for illegal immigration. Now, mind you, she's lying, saying deportation is not a punishment allowable by law for illegal immigration. So she brings up Title 8 and tries to read just a piece of it, and her dumb audience is buying it.
And down here, any alien who is apprehended while entering or attempting to enter the United States at a time or place other than designated by immigration officers shall be subject to a civil penalty of at least 50, not more than 250 for such entry, twice the amount specified in paragraph 1, and also jail time. That is the consequence. Now, when I read that to you, where did I say deportation is the consequence? Where was the word deportation?
No, because you're not reading the whole. You're not reading Title 8 in its entirety.
I'm reading
100%.
I'm reading improper entry by alien in Title 8.
Ma'am, you're reading one specific part of Title 8.
Yeah, I'm reading the law about quote unquote illegal entry. That is what I am reading right now.
Ma'am, you are being dishonest.
I am not being dishonest. Prove me wrong.
Me and you both know that Title 8 allows for the deportation of
right, but not for improper entry. But not for improper entry.
Ma'am, you just said right, and then tried to tell me that I
but
don't
not
know
for
what Title
improper entry. What you're talking about, specifically is 8 USC 1227. That gives you deportable aliens, but improper entry is not the consequence of improper entry is not deportation. That is not the consequence.
Ma'am, if you simply look at Title 8 in its entirety.
Yeah, and the entire thing. There are multiple different laws within Title 8.
Title 8 allows deportation as punishment for illegal or unlawful entry.
Nope.
100%.
Prove it. Show me where in Title 8. Show me where in Title 8. Nope. Show me where in Title 8.
How am I going to show you when I'm on the phone?
You can look it up and tell me what law to look up.
You can look in Title 8. Anyone
I gave you improper entry.
Ma'am,
nope.
Anyone who
you can ma'am me all you want. You have to show me where improper entry you have to show me for improper you have to show me for improper entry by an alien where it says deportation.
Okay. Ma'am, if you go to the government site, you can show us all. Go to the government site.
Which
go
one?
To Homeland Security. Go to www.dhs
DHS.gov. There's literally a video that will explain it to you if you can't read.
Where?
And it tells you.
Where's the video? Where can I find the video?
Ma'am?
Where's the video? Show me where the video is.
The video right behind
Show
her.
me where the video is. Tell me exactly where to find it.
Stupid. Ma'am, I didn't call you stupid. I said if you go to www.dhs.gov.
Where's the video?
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, I'm already on DHS. Tell me.
Yes. Go to Media Library. Go to videos. Or you can literally just Google it and it'll take you straight to dhs.gov.
I see border
Literally, and
security, citizenship and immigration, human trafficking, immigration and custom enforcement. See all topics.
See, their whole shtick is to
And it
play
will be
dumb.
The U.S. immigration system explained. That's what it will say.
I see border security. I see citizenship and immigration, cybersecurity, disasters.
No way,
economic
she ain't
security,
got cooked
election
yet. She
security,
gonna get cooked.
Homeland security, enterprise, human trafficking, immigration and customs enforcement, preventing terrorism, resilience, science and technology, and transportation security. Where?
Okay, I can read it directly to you from the website. It says when the Title 42 public health order lifts on May 11, 2023, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security will revert to fully utilizing Title 8 immigration enforcement process. Under Title 8, those who unlawfully cross the border are subject to criminal consequences, including possible deportation, prosecution,
Where
and
are
a
you
5-year
reading this
bar
from?
on. This is from I can literally. Okay,
Is it a
let me
press? Is it a press briefing?
Ma'am,
What is
ma'am,
it from?
I'm going to
Look, I want to show y'all something real quick. While she's acting dumb, her audience is literally turning on her because they're going to it, because she was like, oh, where is it? Where is it? I put it into the comments. Then she act like she couldn't see it in the comments, but this is what liberals do. She act like she couldn't see it in the comments, right? But her people, her own audience is like, hold on one second.
Border are subject.
Hold on. Her own audience is showing her, but she wants to act dumb. Right here, you can see it. Look right here. If you look right in the middle, soldiers. Title 8 is authorizing immigration enforcement workers to inspect, detain, and remove individuals present without authorization, according to Homeland Security. USC 12227. That's within Title 8. What she was doing was trying to read one little part of Title 8 and make up a lie saying you cannot deport people who are in the country illegally. So that's one person, right? Then look at the person right under them. Remember when she read it? The next person said, you just read it. Ha, 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 ha. Wanda Stevenson, thank goodness for ICE. Gang, this just rage bait, but not Donald Trump. Is just going to cause World War III or some stupid shit. But then her next person said, he's cooking you. At the very top, Joe Jocelyn said, she's wrong and she knows it. Dude, you got cooked within seconds of me calling in.
Subject to criminal consequences, including possible deportation, prosecution,
Where
and
are
a
you
5-year
reading this
bar
from?
on. This is from I can literally. Okay,
Is it a
let me
press? Is it a press briefing?
Ma'am,
What is
ma'am,
it from?
I'm going to copy. This is what I'm going to do for you, because you're playing a game.
I'm not playing games.
And I don't play no games. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put the link in the chat, so anyone who wants to read it can go there. It is there now. I placed the link in the chat.
My voice is deeper because I had literally
do you
just
allow
woke
links
up.
in your chat
Depends what chat you're talking about.
on YouTube?
I don't see. I mean, I don't know if it goes through on YouTube.
Oh, it's there. It's there. If you look at Defiant Brandon, I just posted it. Everyone can see. You were very dishonest about what is allowable, how deportation being allowable for illegal entry. And that.
Look at the comments. This her own viewers. He is cooking you. He is cooking you. Like that.
That is what you guys are doing.
I
You
don't
guys
see
are
this link. You can tell me what to look
I
up.
placed it right there. It's in the link above the comment from Diamond Head X. Diamond Head X said she is so stupid, and my comment is right above that. you guys are lying to people about the law. I don't like lying. You know, that's part of trust. And
I
you
don't
and
see the link.
everyone
Justin,
on
do you
earth,
see it? Oh, links are not allowed on
everyone,
YouTube. You could text me the link.
Links aren't
ma'am,
allowed
it
on
is there.
YouTube.
It
That's
is
a
What's
there.
the
lie.
what's the
100%.
title on the page? Can you tell me the title on the page? I can pull it up this way.
All you have. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Okay, look. All you have to do. I'll help you right here. All you have to do is go. You can type in the U.S. immigration system explained, and it's gonna immediately pop up www.dhs.gov, and I'm giving also the link.
I see how United States immigration system works. I see explainer how U.S. legal immigration system works. Primer on.
Look, she's swearing that she don't see this link. But if y'all look at the screen, the link right in the middle. You see that link right there? There's the link. Where's the link? I don't see the link. It's right there. I could see it. So how's she saying there was no link with her lying ass?
On the U.S. immigration policy, I see Wikipedia. I see nothing from DHS. USCIS, welcome to the United States, a guide for new immigrants, immigration and U.S. citizenship. I don't see anything for it. But again, it's not disproving the law right here. This is the law. This is in the books.
Did you see the link that I sent you?
I can't see the link unless you texted it to me.
All right, I'm gonna text it to you right now.
Okay.
I just want people to know the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on one second. Okay, hold on. It's coming to you right now. Hold on. Copy link.
How do you trust someone who's so dishonest? People love being lied to. They'll watch somebody like this by the thousands.
So what you just sent me is a video on U.S. system explained.
In
Title 42.
If you click the link, there's written explanation.
So those who
of it
are
as well.
unlawfully cross the border are subject to criminal consequences, including possible deportation.
Look, within the first 2 seconds, she reads it and then tries to go into immediate denial. Listen, she's going to read this shit in the first 2 seconds. She got proven wrong. Listen, pay attention.
System explained.
Title
42.
If you click the link, there's written explanation.
So those who
of it
are
as well.
unlawfully cross the border are subject to criminal consequences, including possible deportation, prosecution, and a 5-year bar on the re-entry. This is talking about re-entry, but this doesn't take away the fact of what I brought up for USC 1325. What I said is not wrong. What I said is not wrong. There is nothing in 8 USC 1325 that talks about improper entry that says that that improper entry, the consequence is deportation.
Okay, ma'am. It literally said, if for coming in unlawfully or illegally, one of the punishments is
possible deportation.
No, we know that. There's a lot of listen. When you break the law, there are a lot of different punishments possible. You can
and I read those possible punishments to you. It's either a fine or jail time or both.
Just 1 second, ma'am. If I steal something, I could possibly get probation. I could possibly go to jail.
Yeah, and those are possible consequences. Like if you cross the border, like if you enter the country improperly, it's a prison. It's either prison time or a fine or both, not deportation.
Ma'am, but what you attempted to argue was that deportation was not a punishment that was allowable.
Not under improper entry.
That's exactly
not
what you did.
Under improper entry. There is no consequence.
Ma'am, yes, it is.
No, it is not. The law itself says that it's not. Good morning, Blue.
Sir, what's your name?
You just read it.
Sir, what's your name?
Hold on.
She brought the black dude. She knows she got cooked. So she brings the gay black dude in because that's every white liberal female's reinforcement. A gay black dude. Good morning, whatever. Look what it says. Look at this lady right here. Look at the comments as her audience turns on her. What about being informed about the laws of your government is dangerous? Her AR won't let her see the truth. She is either missing it or she is just like missing it for views. The situation for courtless deportations with special powers given to the Border Patrol for detained at the border illegal crossings. That's a lie. And it was debated as unconstitutional at the time as well. It was not. You either get deported or jail time is what it is saying. And she is lying about. Yes, if you come into the country illegally, you are a criminal and should be forced out. It is not very hard to understand. Is she dumb? Yes, is the correct answer. Her audience was cooking her, bro. This person, she is so disingenuous. What about the American Indians? American Indians is immigrants too. Yeah, what the hell? You don't get prison time for civil crimes, but guess what? You do. You can get prison time for a civil crime. Look, these people lie, man. These people lie. Look, or deportation. She needs to learn to listen. Insufferable. Get off the air. She got cooked in the first 2 minutes and got so butthurt. She called her pickaninny up to come and try to deflect and name call. That's how you cook these fools. And what someone in the comment, Agus, Clinton deported 11 million illegal aliens. Right. If a Democrat, Joe Biden deported a bunch of illegal aliens when he realized that it was a losing situation and it was going to cost him his second presidential bid, he started deporting them. But did you hear Big and Meaty complaining then? Nah, because she didn't care. These people lie. And I tell people, why get on the internet to be lied to?
What's your name? I want to make sure that I'm addressing you properly. What's your name?
Sir. Listen,
sir,
there's a lot
what's
of
your
things
name?
we could do. Sir, Brandon.
I'm
Brandon,
trying to be
but
respectful. What is your name?
You're gonna try to overtalk me when we can read.
I'm trying to respectfully keep pushing a lie where the girl just got cooked over. There's nothing he's going to say, and this is what I be trying to tell people. There's nothing that man could say that was going to change the facts of the law, but he's still going to get up there and try. When someone does stuff like what they did, that means they don't respect you. They think you're dumb.
I'm not trying to overtalk you. I just want to know. I just want to be able to address you properly. Okay, so since you don't want boo boo the fool.
Now your name called. You can't admit you're
wrong.
You
won't give me a name.
There's individuals without authorization.
Okay, Brandon. Okay, Brandon.
He lied about me telling him my name, and she came and corrected him with her big ass. He said, Brandon. Oh, okay, Brandon. This is all they do on TikTok. That's why I don't really engage in TikTok, because it's just a bunch of dummies. Even Dean Withers, that dude, I tried to call into that dude's show. That dude is bringing a fake guest, pretending like he's really out here debating people. And let me tell you, Dean Withers, their master, he will say, I only want MAGA supporters to call in. He will go through 300 people calling in. He asked them first question, do you support MAGA? No. Do you support MAGA? No. Do you want to support MAGA? No. And then the rest are playing games, right? The first thing I would say to Dean Withers is this: Dean, can't you tell that based on the people who call into your show, when after you say, I only want MAGA, people who support Donald Trump to call in, can't you tell by all the people who call in who don't support Donald Trump, your audience is not intelligent. Your audience has a hard time following instructions. So it's a good chance that when your audience gets information, they're not really understanding the information. They can't even understand don't call in if you're not MAGA. Why do you have to click down 300 people to get to one MAGA supporter who's probably a paid actor anyway? See what I'm saying? That alone. And then they're all 19. All of them are 19-year-olds. Most of the people calling in. Oh, I'm 19. I'm 19. I'm 19. I'm 19. I'm like, y'all, this is the common theme with these liberal people.
Brandon, drunk driving, does it have the same penalty as
Sir,
jaywalking?
I don't want to engage in a bad
Does
faith
drunk driving
argument.
have the same penalty
You
as
need to
jaywalking?
admit that the law allows it.
Sir, does drunk driving have the same penalty as jaywalking?
Here comes a deflection.
Sir, we've established
Does drunk driving have the
fact.
same penalty as jaywalking?
You're trying to
Just look at the now he's trying to equate illegal immigration to drunk driving. And I'm telling you, when you talk to these people, do not answer them about nothing but what you're talking about, because they are professional deflection artists. But he's trying to save her, right? He's trying to save her. But if you look at the audience, these aren't even Trump supporters. Look, Trump sucks. Then the next person, here comes the redirect. Now this person said, he said, Brandon, laugh out loud. Dude chiming in, shut up. The site she is on isn't about the issue he brought up. They got cooked. He said, Brandon, she had to tap out, saw the chat wasn't loving her. All they do is try to speak over him and they won't let him talk. Insecure mega men hate educated, strong women. No, I don't. I hate dumb, uneducated women. Yikes, her co-host is a clown. Who the hell is this? Stupid logic. That's why I didn't engage in it. Why would I talk about drunk driving? Somebody put, let's go, Brandon. But why would I talk about drunk driving when we talking about illegal immigration? And why would I let your black ass come in deflecting and distracting when I'm clear in my mind? What I said is written on paper on the government website. It ain't no analogy you're going to make that's going to get me off of the facts.
to deflect from the fact
I'm
that
not
you guys
deflecting.
are up here lying.
I'm not deflecting. We're talking about the law.
You are. This has nothing to do with
We're
drunk
talking
driving.
about the law.
This has
You're trying to
nothing do
conflate
with
the
driving.
entirety of Title 8 into one singular
Sir,
law
I'm
or into one
reading
singular
what
offense.
the law, listen, according to our government, I am reading what our government designates as
We're
one of
reading the
possible
direct
punishments
law.
for illegal immigration.
Yes, dummy. I am also reading the law. She's just reading one part of Title 8, and I'm reading Title 8, Section 1227. I'm reading the entirety. You're trying to find one area where it doesn't mention deportation and says that encompasses the whole law when it does not. I hate us. You said black ass with a hint of hate. Yeah, I've been calling that fat white lady a fat white for the whole time. But his black ass pissed me off. You know who I don't like? I don't like niggas. Because niggas will lie up in your face knowing they lying. I got no problem with black people, but niggas I can't stand. Niggas will get in your face and lie to you. Niggas will steal your stuff and then help you look for the shit that they stole. That's the difference. Just like he's lying up in my face as a black man, lying up in my face, trying to convince me of something that he knows is not true. I got an issue with that, bro. I got an issue with that.
We're reading the direct law, the U.S. Code, Title 8.
The government.
We're reading Title 8, and you're trying to go outside of Title 8 to an explainer.
No,
but you don't want to read the actual law.
In Title 8.
Yes, there are several different offenses that are outlined in Title 8.
Our friend,
I said this is in Title 8. Yes, it is. He said yes. Okay, so if this is in Title 8 and you're saying yes and agreeing to it, why are you arguing with me?
Improper entry is one of those outlined in Title 8, and it has specific what the penalties are.
We can sing together, but we can't talk together. I've proven it.
And you can't think at all.
I appreciate the fact that, sir, I appreciate that Olive was honest enough to actually pull it up and read it. I give her much credit for that.
And what I read doesn't disclude what I said about the law. It doesn't take away from the law because Title 42 was put into place during C-19, and that changed rules and regulations when it came to Title 8. But once Title 42 expired, we went back to Title 8. That's how this works. But do you like capitalism?
This is where she dropped me.
Love it.
Cool. I do too.
She dropped me.
Hi, Blake. Good morning.
Good morning.
She dropped me. Hey, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all. I am trying to tell y'all. These liberals have no logical win. They have no basis in facts. This is why they can't make policy. This is why they can't make policy, because they don't operate based on facts. And thank God the American people, at least the majority of the voting American public, still votes and operates based on facts. That you need that. Your country is doomed once people start making decisions based on lies that they know are untrue. When you fall in love with a lie, you don't deserve to have a country. When you're like, I just rather believe a bunch of lies because the truth hurts me, you don't deserve to have a country. And that is the way in which America will forfeit their country. You let these people who love lies keep lying and getting away with it. I'm telling you, I'm damn near at the point where I feel like people should get put in jail for purposely spreading lies. But it's very hard to do that because they'll lie and they'll do like Tariq. Oh, it's just satire. She lied. She got cooked. That was the end of that. You and her would make a good couple. Shit. Our kids will be looking like shit. Like, because, you know, if you had kids by this chick, she gonna just be wanting the kids to do whatever, eat whatever. If I be like, nah, we gotta go work out. Come on, let's go to the gym. You can't make them work out. And you know, if I got kids and they boys and they act up, I'm gonna beat the shit out of them. White women, I learned this from my neighbor next door, the little black motherfucker who don't even talk to no black people. He won't say nothing to you if you black, but if you white, how you doing? His white woman be cussing him out. They was walking past my house. The son was crying. He was like, hey, come on, man. That white woman turned around. Don't you ever talk to him like that. She went up on bro right on the street. Like, went up on bro. Looking big. She looked just damn near like this white lady who I was just debating with. I said, nah, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me, bro. You call me abusive or whatever. The way I would have turned around and Chuck Norris kicked that hoe, gonna try to go up on me because I'm telling my son, stop crying and come home. See, nah, we can't do that. We don't do that around here. I'm daddy. You can handle the girls, and even with them, I'm daddy. You know what I'm saying? If I say some shit, that's what it's gonna be. And you gonna shut the hell up while I execute the law. You abusive. Call it what you want to. Call it what you want to, nigga. My daughter spoke on here before. She's fine. She ain't abused. She's doing damn good. Sometimes you gotta whoop an ass. And my daughter didn't have three whoopings in her whole life, and what, 2 of them was from her mama, and I think 1 of them was from me. And that was when she was way younger. Yeah, you ain't gotta beat on your kids if you get them in line early and lay down some rules. Yeah, the kids that gotta get beat all the time is the kids who their parents never instilled no values in them. The parent only want to go up on them when they do something that make the parent mad. It's like my sisters, right? They don't whoop their kids per se, only when their kid do something that affects them, right? You fuck up in school, mama doing nothing. You disrespectful to a family member, mama doing nothing. You still out the store, mama ain't doing nothing. You not putting your shoes on fast enough so she could get you to the bus, so she can get back in bed, or you miss your school bus. Now she got to give you a ride. Oh, you getting your ass cooked. You getting your ass beat viciously to where I got to pull her up off you. See, that's what bad parents do. Bad parents whoop and discipline their kids when the kid inconvenience them. A real parent only will touch their kid based on principle and to teach a lesson. If you whooping all the time, you ain't teaching no lessons. That's the whole point. If you beating on a kid, the lesson is null and void because all you're doing is brutalizing them. See, people don't understand that balance. They don't understand that balance. See, but hey, let the government raise them and see how that's turned out. I'm abusive. We got kids, black kids especially, taking over whole cities, attacking cops, attacking elderly people. Oh, you abusive. Nah, like I said, parents need qualified immunity to whoop an ass every now and then when they need to. As far as that bullshit, oh, you ain't gotta whoop your shit. Yeah, you do. You know why? Let me tell you why you gotta whoop your kid's ass. Because there are other influences out in this world that will supersede your own because your kid is outside all day at school. My kid could be a good kid, but that don't mean another bad son of a bitch, a little bastard, can't influence my kid to do something that they know they shouldn't do. So at that point, I need to let my kid know, I don't give a damn if you scared of them. The person you need to worry about is your daddy when you get home. Those are the kids who make it. Hey, bro, my dad gonna kill me if I do that shit. We ain't gonna physically kill your ass, but we will whoop your ass. Oh, James, all the time. All the time. What you mean? I've watched as my sisters, they got teenage boys now. I watched my sisters raise their sons from 6 and 7 years old. Don't be telling him that. Don't be saying that to him. Just, you can't even chastise the kid at all. Hey, man, you need to show some respect. You don't tell him that. To literally calling me. He being disrespectful. You need to get over here and do that. And you know what I do? Nope. Because when he was young and I tried to talk to him, you wouldn't let me do that. Now you want me to come put hands on him now because he's too big for you to deal with. Nope, deal with it. Deal with it. See, that's the problem. But a man can't let nobody, control him like a dog and he attack when they say attack. No, I do what I think is necessary. My sister, if it was up there, come over here and beat the shit out of these kids. No, I'll go over there and talk to them. Because unless I've had an opportunity to talk to you a couple times, I'm not putting my hands on you. Because some shit can be communicated effectively with words. Why I'ma just run up in here? Mama said this and now I'm punching you out. That's stupid. Because I don't believe your lying ass mama because she raised you and you ain't shit. So now we go to our final topic. Guys, help us hit our goal. I think it's 10 super chats of any amount. Help us hit our goal. I think we still only got one contribution. Let's make it 2 contributions before the end of the show. This is a good show. I'm not mad at this show. I am not mad at this show at all. I am not mad at this show at all. I don't know what's okay. I don't know what I did. But
can say this is what
so this is straight from Tariq's page. Tariq and Roland are getting after it. Let me oh, hey, thanks, brother. Okay, the bro got me on Cash App. We good, thank you. I'll check them and read them when we done. Okay, let's go right here. This is good. Roland. I thought my neck was fat and meaty. Look at this dude.
How do you get a tangible before the election? You don't. You get a promise. Someone can say, this is what I'm going to advocate for if you elect me. Okay. So let's just say you don't.
Roland is killing me. How do you get a tangible before the election? So just give me your vote and don't promise me shit. That's what he's telling you. If you want to see the true face of the modern race industry, you need look no further than the current cage match between Tariq Nasheed and Roland Martin. It's a spectacle of 2 snake oil salesmen fighting over a dwindling territory. On one side, you have Nasheed, the king of divisive rhetoric and historical revisionism. On the other, you have Roland Martin, the quintessential corporate-backed talking head. They are clearly tearing each other apart, but don't be fooled. They are 2 sides of the exact same coin. They are race-hustling grifters who have turned the genuine struggles of the past into a personal ATM. For these guys, activism isn't about progress. It's about a lifestyle. It's about the custom suits and their proximity to power. They don't want the racial divide to heal. Why would they? If Americans of all colors realized they had more in common with their neighbor than with a professional agitator on a phone screen, Nasheed and Martin would be out of a job. They thrive on the friction. They are the gatekeepers of a burning building, charging admission for the exit while they sneak out the back with all the booty. And by that, I mean treasure. It's a performance. It's a grift. It's a tragedy. It's a goddamn shame. I give you Roland Martin.
How do you get a tangible before the election? You don't. You get a promise. Someone can say, this is what I'm going to advocate for if you elect me. Okay. So let's just say someone running for a House seat says that I'm going to advocate for you for that reparations check. Got it. What then happens if that person running is a Democrat? Because I haven't seen one Republican who supports reparations. What happens if that person loses? Who's advancing the issue? Now let me flip it. What happened if that person in your congressional race wins, but nationally Democrats don't win another 217 seats? That means that Republicans are in control of the U.S. House. Your bill will not even get to the floor. Okay. Let's say your
Mr. Kiko.
Tariq, what up, though?
Hey, Kiko, how you doing, fam?
Chilling, man. How you doing, bro? With your old rocking chair built there.
Oh, not you, Lord. not with your head look like a bit off Cinnabon. Not with that. This nigga look like a decrepit youth pastor in that damn tight ass chopper suit. That nigga.
Hey, no, but like, on the real,
this nigga looks like a numbers runner / insurance salesman.
I want y'all to understand something before we get to Tariq and his constant joking, right? I want y'all to listen to what Roland Martin said, right, about reparations. Well, if you don't get a Democrat elected, none of them going to support, how you going to get reparations?
Get to the floor. But nationally, Democrats don't win another 217 seats. That means that Republicans are in control of the U.S. House. Your bill will not even get. But if that person in your congressional race wins, but nationally, Democrats don't win the issue. If that person running is a Democrat, because I haven't seen one Republican who supports reparations.
Okay.
What
So here it
happens
is
if
right
that
here.
person
Here it goes right here.
is a Democrat? Because I haven't seen one. What then happens if that person running is a Democrat? Because I haven't seen one Republican who supports reparations.
I haven't seen one Republican that supports reparations, right? So what happens if that person who wins isn't a Democrat? Because I haven't seen one Republican that supports reparations. But who was Roland telling you to vote for last election? He was
policy.
He was telling you to vote for this woman right here. So Roland is trying to do a trick on black people and tell them, well, if you don't get a Democrat in, nobody's going to support your bid for reparations, right? Okay, Roland. Let's say that makes sense, right? Let's say that makes sense. Well, then why are you telling us to vote for a woman who said that she would never support reparations?
For African Americans that you would explore. But no, if you look at policy for African Americans that you would explore. But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. Clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. About that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
So if the Republicans don't, if the Democrats don't get the seat, then no one's gonna do anything that is gonna benefit only Black people, except for wait. If the Democrats don't get the seat, then the Republicans aren't gonna do anything that only benefits Black people, right? But neither are the Democrats. So why did Roland tell me to vote for this woman? Why did Roland go on an airplane tour with her to go around the country and tell people to vote for her when she has made it clear?
Whatever benefits that Black, let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
Okay, so when we talk about reparations, we're talking about something that's only going to benefit Black people. Roland, if we don't vote Democrat, the Republicans are not going to push for reparations. But the Democrat you told us to vote for said she will never give reparations because she will never do anything that only benefits Black people. So if we vote for Kamala, right? We know this for a fact. You will not get anything that is exclusively for Black people. She said that out of her own mouth right before she put the collard greens in the bathtub. Shout out to Original One. So why, if Roland stands for Black folks, why would Roland tell Black folks to vote for someone who said they wouldn't do anything specifically for Black folks? Please help me understand that. That's like, y'all be on me. Brandon, you cool. No, you're the sellout because you voted for someone who says she will never do anything specifically for you. She will never do anything for you. Meanwhile, if you want to know the only person who has done anything, right? The only person the only person who has ever done anything, right, is a Republican. The only person to ever do anything for reparations, right? The only person was Bill Asalee, who is a Republican. And that was in California. You guys don't know the story, most of you, but if you know anything, there was a politician, right? His name is, I always forget his name because he's such a bastard. I hate him. Okay, yeah, Stephen Bradford, right? There's a politician, Black guy, named Stephen Bradford, right? He wrote a bill for the California state legislature for reparations. In this bill, it was a legislation that would have secured cash payments. It would have secured cash payments for Black folks, the descendants of slaves, right? He's a senator out of California. He sits in the state legislature, and he drew up this bill for reparations. So all these Black people who supported him, gave him money, all that, they go up to Sacramento. They go to the state legislature. They are straight up celebrating because in their mind, they know that this son of a gun is going to motion to have their bill voted on by the California state legislature, and then that will move them closer to getting reparations, right? Right? Okay. So look, they get to the legislature. This fool gets in the chamber and he refuses to motion for the vote. Now you can get one motion and then everyone will say, okay, we'll vote on it, right? He wouldn't even motion. He wouldn't motion to have his own bill voted on. Let that sink in. He wouldn't motion for his own bill to get voted on. Now, this is the worst part. I'm getting the facts. Okay, so currently in the California state legislature, so you have 8 black people, right? You have 8 black people in the state legislature, like who can like motion to vote on this reparation bill. So if you get 2 people, if you get one who motions to do it and one person who seconds the motion to do it, they have to by law vote on it, right? This man wouldn't motion for a vote. No, they're just black. They're straight up black people. But look, so he wouldn't even motion to have his own law that he wrote voted on. And then here's the thing. If 2 people motion, then they have to vote on it. So if one person motions, they can say, okay, but we still not gonna vote on it. But if 2 people motion, then they both have to vote on it. Then they have to vote on it, right? He wouldn't motion to have his own bill voted on. And not a single one of those other black people in the legislature would motion to have it voted on, right? So the black folks is in the hallway crying, bro. This is a true story. They are in the hallway of the state legislature of California crying. Why would he write up the bill? Why would he take our money and our support? And then when he gets to the point where the bill needs to get voted on, he refuses to do a motion for his own bill to get voted on, right? Well, here's the reality. Democrats don't support reparations. That's easy. You're pretty dumb if you actually think they do. So California came the closest to statewide reparations for black people out of any state. And the black folks who would have received the reparations, their own senators and congressmen and women, would not motion to even get it to a vote, right? No, they are black. Stephen Bradford is black. He is an FBA. He ain't no damn Islander. But this is Jamal. This is what y'all got to tell yourself to keep lying. I get it. So while the black folks is out in the hallway crying, now he's not even white. He's like Middle Eastern or something. Bill Asaley comes out and he's walking by. He's like, why are these black people in the hallway crying? They're like, they tell him the story, right? They wouldn't even vote on their own bill that they wrote up for us. They lied to us. They grifted us, right? Which we know. So this is what happens. He says, look, he's a Republican. He says, I'll motion for it to get voted on. And if just one of your black compatriots seconds the motion, they'll have to vote on it and you'll know what's going on, whether they approve of it or not, right? He motions, not a single black legislator would second his motion to at least get a vote on the reparations bill. Not a single one. Right there, you knew reparations was dead in the water. So why is Roland? Wait, okay. I want to play this for y'all.
A story you will only see here on KCRA3. An unlikely pair is joining forces in the fight for reparations in California. The Democratic leader of California's Reparations Task Force, Camila Moore, and Republican Assemblymember Bill Asalee are working together to establish the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency.
It's supposed to be the main starting point for the state's reparations effort. California Democratic Legislative Black Caucus at first pushed this before blocking the effort last year with little explanation. KCRA3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala sat down exclusively with Chair Moore and Assemblyman Asalee, and here's the story.
I just want to ask you how you think people are going to react when they see you two sitting together in this interview. Shocked. Yeah.
I don't know why people would be surprised. I mean, in my office here, we work across the aisle when possible.
So Roland is a liar. Roland is a liar. Well, no Republican is supporting reparations. The only person who's really supporting reparations is a Republican, Bill Asalee. He's the only person supporting it. And the Republicans the Democrats worked hard to draw him out of his district. So the Black Caucus in California pushed the reparations bill. They collected money to write up the reparations bill from Black people and then block their own bill with no explanation. Republican steps up. I'll handle it. I'll do it. Camila Moore, a Democrat, she sees he the only person trying to help us. So she gets in cahoots with bro, and now they working together. What I keep telling Black folks, you could be stupid if you want to, right? The only way you have a chance to get reparations is if you force Democrats and Republicans to either fight over who's going to give it to you first or force them to work together to get it. That is a bipartisan issue. One group is not going to give it to you. Anything where they know they got the support on it and they got the voters in their pocket, they're going to weaponize it against the other party for as long as they can. So they'll never pass it, right? And watch when the next midterms and the next election come up. You're going to hear this reparation stuff going, they're going to be going crazy on it. Because they know if they just throw the word out there, you're going to support them. But I'm telling you right now, the champion of reparations for Black folks is a white, he's Armenian or some shit like that, but they are designated as white, is a white Republican. So Roland is a liar.
We work with all members of the community, so it's not surprising to me, but I could see how it could be surprising to others.
Yeah. When did you two start working together, talking?
We met end of session last year. Ms. Moore and several others were in the gallery there, and they were being denied access and entry onto the Assembly gallery. I've never seen that before. And I just started talking to them, finding out what's going on. And really, I just felt it was a true injustice. And that's when our conversations started happening about, you know, where they're coming from and what they're looking to accomplish.
The California Reparations Task Force, we were a legislative advisory body. So our primary duty was to advise the state legislature, the entire legislature, not just the CLVC, but the entire legislature on the types of proposals, reparations-related proposals that they should introduce into law. Since then, we've been, relying on primarily the Black Caucus to do the right thing and introduce strong reparations legislation. This past, do the right thing and introduce strong reparations.
This idiot in the comments keeps saying, no one's voting for Republicans. Okay, I mean for Democrats, right? If no one's voting for the Democrats, why are all these Black people for the Black Caucus in the legislature? Someone's voting Democrat. Black people voted for Kamala Harris at 85%. But you are an idiot, so you'll say, no one's voting for Democrats. We're still voting for Democrats. Trump almost got 20% of the Black vote, and that was a record, right? That's a record. If Trump got almost 20%, that means 80% of Black folks still voted Democrat in the last election. After Democrats denied them reparations repeatedly. You can't pull that shit over here. This ain't that channel. So Roland Martin and Tariq are both on the same side, really. Because Tariq knows it's never going to happen, but he knows he can bamboozle you with it. So what it really is Roland Martin is now pushing in on Tariq's territory, where he's going to start trying to lie to you and make you believe that, oh, the Democrats will talk about reparations and they'll give you reparations if you vote for them. That's the same thing Tariq's doing. Tariq's just not saying the Democrats gonna give it to you, but Tariq makes you think reparations are actually possible for you, so you give him money. Roland is now going to use the same lie to get you to vote Democrat. That is the carrot that Negroes are chasing. So it's not that they're even at odds. Roland is just trying to push in on Tariq's territory. Tariq needs you to look at him as the end all be all on reparations so he can get your money. And if Roland can convince you that you don't need to give money to Tariq, instead you need to give money to the Democrat Party and give them your vote, that takes the money from Tariq's pocket. And what Tariq understands is the only people black people have faith in more than black race hustlers and grifters is black race hustling, grifting politicians. See? Oh, FBI is in the building. The insults are rolling in. You know that's all they got. And you know when you hurt them, you hurt them when they start insulting you, because that's FBA's greatest weapon, the ability to crack a joke. That's all they can do. That's all they can do is crack jokes. They can't deliver no tangibles for themselves or even support someone who can deliver tangibles. But guess what? They got a monopoly on the jokes, man. Y'all got a monopoly on the jokes, man.
What happens if that person loses? Who's advancing the issue? Now let me flip it. What happened if that person in your congressional race wins, but nationally Democrats don't win another 217 seats? That means that Republicans are in control of the U.S. House. Your bill will not even get to the floor. Okay. Let's say your
Mr. Kiko.
Tariq, what up, though?
Hey, Kiko, how you doing, fam?
Chilling, man. How you doing, bro? With your old rocking chair built there.
Oh, not you, Lord. not with your head.
And I just used Tariq's thing so y'all could talk about it, see it a little bit. Tariq tries to flag people when they use his content. It never works, but hell, he can get strikes against your channel, you know, if you use his content. So if you want to see the rest of that whole thing, go over to Tariq's channel. Watch this one. It's pretty easy to see with Roland Martin looking fat and shit. But if you don't, on my channel, I got one with the biscuit eater. He stole the biscuit eating Roland Martin thing from me. I produced my video like a week ago or something, and he came with this like day before yesterday or something. But go check it out over there. Anyway, I'm out of here. Thank y'all for watching this. I appreciate everything y'all do for this channel. Till the next time, shout out to my boy, Truth884 for the super chat contribution. I got to take myself to work real quick, but I won't be there for long. Shout out to my brother Truth for the $20 holler in the Cash App. And then shout out to James. Thank you, James, for the $10 holler in the Cash App. I appreciate that. So, I mean, we add that up any amount, we did reach the goal. But feel free to bless us with more contributions, comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to move this show to the morning, probably around 8 o'clock my time, if not 7. I want to get with you guys on your drive to work. I want to help you guys get in the right mindset every morning to go out and face the world. That's what I want to do. That's my new mission. Thank y'all so much. Oh, it ain't going to be a day at work. It's probably going to be about an hour at work, and then I'm bringing my ass back to the crib. Thank y'all. Till the next time.